Jesus is real, but you devils taught lies on Christ. So many lies that when we come with the truth, people think that the lies is the truth and that the truth is the lie.
Who changed the truth for God into a lie? In English, Jesus Christ, in Hebrew, is Yahweh Shai. So do or die. The immaculate conception is deception, along with the myth of giving gifts on December 25th. Christmas is Satan's claws, the birth of Nimrod, and not the son of God. To you was kinda odd. On the Passover, Christ was born in the spring. So now we bring the truth about the King of Kings. That's Black Jesus and not Caesar Borgias. And the facts can't be changed. It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh Shai. It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh Shai.
Hebrew Israelites, Kwam Yashala.
It's all about the Most High.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Thank you for joining us. We are here live at Israelite School of Biblical History and Practical Knowledge.
Go ahead.
You can. Our class days. Wow. Our class days are Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Monday and Wednesdays from 7 to 10, and Fridays from 6 to 9, and Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Our address is 8524 South Braeswood Boulevard, Houston, Texas, 77071. All right. If you are in the San Antonio area, or if you're in Albuquerque area, please feel free to hit us up, and we'll let you know the address and the class times for the locations out there. All right. What we got coming up this month is the trumpet of the Feast of Trumpets, which is September 8th. All right. It's a whole week long where we get together. Oh, it's one day. I'm sorry. It's one day where we get together. Oh, got my feast days mixed up.
Yeah.
When we get together and we celebrate and we fellowship with one another. All right. So if you're in the area, please feel free, drop on by. All right. The brothers, they have a business inside the First Colony Mall. It's called American Eastern Oils, and it's located at First Colony Mall, 16535 Southwest Freeway, Sugar Land, Texas. And inside the mall, we're located in front of Victoria's Secret /Pink. All right, so feel free, drop on by. Our ISBHBK Kids class is every Sunday. The new time is from 2 to 3 p.m. You can, however, watch all our previous pre-recorded classes on our ISBHBK Kids channel on YouTube. All right, you can watch our classes on YouTube, ISBHBK, our live classes. Please like, share, and always subscribe. And our ISBHBK cable show is going to be every Saturday. We got the new season coming up, so it's going to begin every Saturday from 8:30 p.m. on Comcast, local channel 17, or you can stream it live on hmstv.org. All right. Every morning we have a blog talk radio show, and that's hosted by Priest Mashaba, and you can get that on blogtalkradio.com/MASHAHBA. That's Mashaba. And the class times are from Monday to Friday at 9:30 a.m. You definitely want to start your morning off right with that, and that'll get your spirit right. All right, that'll get your spirit right, that'll get your mind right, and then your actions will be right. Right? Con. We have Israel wear on Facebook. If you like the headbands, you want fringed out shirts, pants, hoodies, all that, the nice accessories, the attires that we wore back in our ancient times, you can order yours on Facebook under Israel wear. All right. If you have any questions, this is a text only during class hours. You can text Priest Quatzazak to my right, and his number is 303-557-8979. Again, that's a text only if you have any questions pertaining to the topic to tonight's class, and if it's off topic and it's after class hours, feel free to hit them up. All right. Or if you have any concerns or other questions, you can do so at our email. You can email your concerns or your questions at isbhbk@isbhbk.org. As far as donations, If you have any monetary donations that you would like to give, because the scriptures do say money is a defense, you can do so at the bottom of the screen. We're going to hit you up with the Wells Fargo account as well as the Google Wallet information. All right. As far as like any other donations that you would like to give, whether it be cars, computers, dictionaries, encyclopedias. Again, the older dictionaries, the older encyclopedias are a lot better because they like always try to revise things and take words out. So, you know, the older dictionaries and encyclopedias are a lot better. All right. Con. So with that,
yeah. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna continue this beginning of the end class that we've been doing. This is part 3, the invasion. So we're gonna go right into the class. I want to get to a certain point that way when we can, because we're gonna have to continue it again. It's a long class, but I want to continue, not in the middle, but at the end of basically like a segment of the class. So we're gonna go right in. We'll take questions on the class, and then if we finish early, which we might, if there's questions on or off the topic, then we can take them. But quickly as a recap, we went over last week. We dealt with what was it? What was it that we dealt with? Wars and natural disasters, basically. The wars, the rumors of wars.
The beginning of sorrow.
The beginning of sorrows. That what it said in Matthew. We read through Ezra's, how the wicked would be punished.
Right.
Ezra's 9, Ezra's 13, was it 6? Ezra's 9.
It's 9 and 7.
Ezra's 8.
Ezra's chapter 8.
Yeah, Ezra's
chapter 16.
Right.
And Matthew's 24.
Right. So we were going through and showing that these were the beginnings of sorrows. Real quick, go to 2nd Ezra's 9 and verse 1. 2nd Ezra's 9 and 1.
2nd Ezra, chapter 9, verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself.
Right.
And when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before.
Right. All the signs that were told of before, all the wars, the rumors of wars, all the hurricanes, earthquakes, right? In diverse places. These were the signs. Go ahead.
Verse 2. Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
What will he do?
Begin to visit the world which he made.
Go ahead.
Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes.
Seen what?
Earthquakes.
Come on.
And uproar.
And what?
And uproar.
And we went through it. There was, just last week when we were dropping the class, there was an earthquake that hit Venezuela, Trinidad, all the uproars. It's funny, man. I was going through, when you're on Twitter, and they got this news feed that I watch on Twitter, and it goes through like all the natural disasters that are happening.
Dang.
Bro, there was flooding, like the whole Iowa. I think it was Iowa.
Yeah.
Was it Iowa that was flooding? Or Washington was flooding? They declared a state of emergency out there.
From the hurricane that just hit in Hawaii?
It might be, I don't think it's from that, because Hawaii is so far down. I don't think that hurricane really had that much impact, but it might have. I'm not sure what was causing it, but there's a lot of different weather patterns happening that are hitting America, and they're hitting all over.
Yeah.
A lot of uproars of the weather, a lot of uproars of the people.
They say there have been like over 100 earthquakes that hit over the past 10 days. Nobody's talking
Talking about them. I seen that too. There was 100 earthquakes that hit in the past 10 days. Nobody ain't saying nothing.
Wow.
That's wild. That's wild. I mean, think about that. Think about that. Nobody ain't talking about it though, because they don't want the prophecy to be true. Go ahead, read on.
And uproars of the people in the world.
Uh-huh.
Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee.
Right. Come on, read on.
Even from the beginning.
Go ahead.
Verse 5. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end.
Uh-huh.
And the end is manifest.
And this is how the end is manifested to us. This is how it's shown. Go ahead.
Even so the time also of the highest have plain beginnings in wonders and powerful works.
Yeah, the beginning times, it was a plain, the Most High is being described as plain beginnings, but they were wonderful works. When you think about the beginning, the creation, you're like, damn, Most High created this, Most High, when you read about it, you're like, damn, he created this, and, he created man, he created the grass, firmament, stars, you're like, damn, that's wonderful. Go ahead.
And endings in effects and signs.
The endings in what?
Effects and signs.
This is how we know the end is near. All the special effects that we get in the sky, all your blue moons, red moons, blood moons, eclipses, these are all the effects and signs. All the natural disasters, all the uproars of the people. This is how we know the end is near. So, just slightly recapping, and then we know we hit 1 Peter 4:17, letting us know that the judgment's going to begin at the Most High's house first, right? Then we go into 2nd Ezra 8:48 all the way down. We go into Matthew 24, showing nation is going to rise up against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and the famine and the pestilence is what's going to really wipe a lot of people out at this time. Then we go back into 2nd Ezra. Go back and we just jump back and forth between Ezra and Matthew, just showing what was going to happen. Brothers were going to offend each other, betray each other. You hit 2 Timothy's, right? Showing men will be lovers of themselves. That was right on point.
Right.
So what was going to happen in these last times? And come on. Don't y'all, I know we see it. It's happening. Men only care for themselves. A lot of men don't. Listen, if they're not really operating in this Bible, in this spirit of the Most High, everybody is dog eat dog. What are you gonna say?
I was gonna say we can recap on that. Hit that 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 1, because in when we said 2nd Ezra chapter 16, right? He called it the beginning of sorrows. So that's the stage and that's the time point that we're living in right now. Go ahead.
2 Timothy chapter 3 verse 1.
Go ahead.
This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come.
Go ahead.
For men shall be lovers of their own selves.
So if you look at society all across the globe, everybody's being selfish. Everybody's mind state is on their own belly. How they can benefit, how they can prosper, how they can keep going, how they can thrive to go to the next level by themselves without anybody else. They're lovers of their own selves. Go ahead.
Covetous.
They're trying to take everything. They're just greedy. Their eyes are bigger than their stomach. Go ahead.
Boasters.
Now and then they're boasting about it. When you go to work, that's all they're talking about. That's all they talk about. What they got on their paycheck, what they got in their house, what they got in their car, what they got in their house, what they get. Me, myself, and I. All three people in you, right? Yeah, go ahead.
Proud.
They have pride too. And that's the beginning, in the scriptures in Ecclesiastes talk about, that's the beginning when one departs from the Most High. Because it's no longer the Most High helped me get to this situation. No, it's me. I did this. I'm the one who drove this. I'm the one who worked this. I'm the one who got this. That's why they're so covetous, because they don't see the Most High working for them. They see themselves working for it. Therefore, they think it's a better value or something. So now they're prideful. Go ahead.
Blasphemers.
They're denying the Holy Spirit. They're denying the existence of Yahweh Shai. They're denying that Yahweh Shai was the beginning and end of all things created. Go ahead.
disobedient to parents.
They're hating ruler. They hate anybody in a position of authority. Whether it be the woman hating her husband because he's supposed to be in authority, she's trying to usurp authority over him, or whether it be you and you hate your co-workers and your boss and your supervisors. That's what's going on. You don't like anybody in a position of authority to try to correct you and put you in the right place or put you in your place. Go ahead.
Unthankful.
Again, everybody's unthankful. Nobody has gratitude for anything. If you help somebody out, or you let them know, hey, some money fell out your pocket, they'll look at you like you're stupid. If you told them to tie their shoe because you don't want them to trip, they'll look at you like you're ignorant. Like, that's disrespectful. Don't talk to me. Go ahead.
Unholy.
Go ahead.
Without natural affection.
Nobody has any type of natural affection. Everybody's lost that brotherly love. That feeling of wanting to comfort your fellow man. Go ahead.
Truce breakers.
Nobody's word is their bond anymore. Back in the day, that's all we had. You were committed to according to what you said you would do. My word is my bond, right? Word is bond, right? But nowadays, you're a truce breaker. Go ahead.
False accusers.
Now you're trying to always point the blame. You don't know the whole situation. You don't know you don't know the whole story of any type of situation, but you're always quick to blame somebody for it. Oh, I saw him have a bag in his hand, so I think he's the one who did it. Go ahead.
Incontent.
Go ahead.
Fierce.
Read.
Despisers of those that are good.
Now, because you don't run with the same, it says in Proverbs, because they think it's strange that you don't run in the same riot and excess as they do, they're hating you for it. Because you're not the one who goes out to the club and shake your butt all the time on Friday night because it's the Shabbat. You'd rather be in class or watching the link to class. Because you want to do those things, they're looking at you like you're wicked, like you're evil. Like it says in Isaiah chapter 5, they call good evil and evil good. They put darkness for light.
That was Peter that you meant, the right?
Oh, the right?
Yes.
Okay.
First Peter.
1 Peter, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Traitors.
Go ahead.
Heady. High-minded.
You gotta look at it. How does men become traitors? 1 minute they're with you, 1 minute they're not. 1 minute they're down for the cause. The next minute, it's like, I don't know about that cause anymore. Go ahead.
High-minded.
High-minded, pride. Right? Again, it's all about me. It's all about me and my agenda. What do I want? What I want is what I want. Everything else don't matter. Go ahead.
Lovers of pleasure more than lovers of God.
Yeah, it's all about feeding the flesh. Mm-hmm. Get high, smoke that, drink that, lick that, poke that, right?
All of that.
All that. All the that's, not the most high. It's all about what you could taste, touch, what you could eat, drink. It's all about your senses. Everybody wants to please that natural man, that brute beast that's in them. It's all about it's all about what I can feel, what I can touch. You got?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. From such turn away.
So these aren't the people that we're supposed to be around, but if you look at society as a whole, if you look at the world as a whole, that's what's going on. That's all you see everywhere you go, whether you're at work, whether you're at home, whether you're watching TV, whether you're in the grocery store, that's all you see. What is it? It's perpetuated every Black Friday, right? During the holidays. How many people are injured or accidentally killed because of greedy gain for a holiday that's paganistic?
God.
And a lot of them, when it says having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof, a lot of these people be church folk. They got a form of godliness, like they know the word, right? Some of them be Israelites. They know the word, but they deny the power. Because when you try to show them the Bible, what do most Christians do? Now I don't want to. Remember you were telling us at your house, Samuel? You try to pull that Bible out. No, let's not talk about that, or let's not deal with that. Yeah, they got a form of godliness, but they deny the power. See, the power is in reading the word, not just the power is in be doers of the word and not hearers only. The power is in I don't want to just hear the smooth things, right? The power is in listen. Let the righteous smite me. It should be a kindness. That's the power. But they're like, no, I don't want that power. Nope. I don't want you to tell me nothing from that Bible. Because it's going to cut too hard a lot of the times. So they deny the power by not wanting to even, they have that form of godliness. They're rolled up and I like Jesus loves me and you know what I'm saying? God is with me. But then it's like, okay, let's talk about it. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Nope. So a lot of these people that are gonna that are falling into this category in Timothy's are people that supposedly claim to know the scriptures. You got brothers, Israelite brothers that claim to know the scriptures. They fall right in. Because why? That high-mindedness is making them, I want to be a teacher because I want to have some type of fame, or I'm doing this because I'm looking for some type of reward. I'm looking for some type of gain. So that lovers of yourself, more than lovers of the flock, more than lovers of the work, more than lovers of Christ, a lot of brothers going to fall into that because of the fact that they're not doing it for the right reason.
Question though,
Mm-hmm.
boy, aren't we doing the work for the reward though?
Of course. But when I say, well, this is the thing, some men's rewards are different. Some men's rewards are, they want the reward now. They're not waiting for Yahweh Shai to put that crown in their head. So what do? They try to take a position and think that if I got rank or the higher up I go, now I can master over the flock. But, because obviously the reward is what? Getting to the kingdom, eternal life. So yeah, we are doing it, getting ourselves right, getting our family right. There's many rewards. But if my reward is based on something carnal for the here and now, that's where the intent is wrong. You see what I'm saying?
Like for even for us being here, from this is just my experience from being in the truth. You do reap the carnal things in this life, doing what the Most High says. But I've also suffered as well. I've also suffered loss. But you know what I'm saying? A lot of people make it seem like, in order to be in the truth, that they make it seem like you're not to have anything sometimes.
Yeah, that's wrong.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's wrong. Watch this.
Make it seem like you're supposed to be a peasant or something. But when you think about the prophets and stuff,
yeah,
even though they might not have been talked about just because of their great riches and things, but every prophet I've read about, they had some form of wealth.
Yeah, go to Philippians 4:12. We went over this on Sabbath class. Yeah, there ain't nothing wrong with getting things. I mean, think about it. When you do sacrifice, when brothers do sacrifice, the Most High does repay you in two ways: carnal, and He repays you spiritually. So there's nothing wrong with brothers having vehicles and houses. I mean, think about it. How many cars brothers that ran through, and not because they were running like, oh, I'm a cop it, crash it, and then recop again. Like, it wasn't like I'm trying to live like a celebrity. But obviously, if you got work to do, if we got to get places, we got to have vehicles to get there.
Right.
So,
like the scripture says, not to consume it upon our lust.
Right, we're not consuming it on our lust. Go to Philippians 4:12, and then go to read that real quick.
Philippians chapter 4, verse 12. I know both how to abase, and I know how to abound.
All right, so what does that mean? That means I know how to.
Yeah,
when I'm low, but I know how to act when I get increased. No matter how that may be, I might be abased spiritually, and the Most High increases me. Knowledge puffeth up, but charity edifies. So am I gonna get big-headed because I learned some new precepts? No, I gotta know how to deal with that the right way. Am I gonna get big-headed because the Most High blessed me with a new vehicle? All of a sudden I got a new whip. Nobody can't tell me nothing. I can't give a ride to a brother that's been giving me rides forever. Right. So I know how to abase and abound. Now, with that being said, go to 1 Peter 5 and verse 2. Because no matter what, And then go to, let me see here, 1 Corinthians. Read that. 1 Peter 9 and verse 2.
5 and 2.
5 and 2.
1 Peter, chapter 5 and verse 2.
Uh-huh.
Feed the flock of the Most High.
Because this is the job, right? As a minister, we got to feed the flock. When you feed in the flock, you're a damn shepherd. You're a servant. First and foremost. If you're feeding the flock, and it ain't our flock, that's the thing that we got to remember. This ain't our flock. Ultimately, it's the flock of the Most High in Christ. But we're here as the carnal manifestations of that shepherd. Go ahead.
Feed the flock of the Most High, which is among you.
Go ahead.
Taking the oversight thereof.
Right, because someone has to take the oversight. Someone has to step up into the leadership and say, you know what? The spirit, the experiences that I have through applying the spirit, applying the wisdom, show me that we need to do this or not do this. Go ahead.
Not by constraint.
Not by what?
Constraint.
See, it shouldn't be by constraint. Go ahead. Look up that word constraint.
But willingly.
But what?
Willingly.
Yeah, it should be willing on both parts. The flock should be willing to be led. I shouldn't have to rough you up and uppercut and chokehold you to lead you. But then in my mind, I shouldn't be like, well, if nobody else ain't gonna do it, I'm compelled to do this for some bad reason. Other than, watch, read.
Not for filthy lucre.
Not for what?
Filthy lucre.
Right, it shouldn't be for filthy lucre, right? Any money, like I'm doing it for the money. I'm in it for the filthy gain. Go ahead.
But of a ready mind.
But of what?
A ready mind.
Right. Both minds on both parties got to be ready. The flock got to be willing to say, you know what, we need to be led. And the leader got to say, you know what, this is my duty. This is my duty. Go ahead.
Neither as being lords over God's heritage.
You see that? Neither as being Lord. I'm not here to master over you. Go ahead.
But being examples to the flock.
Wait, what are we supposed to be?
Examples to the flock.
Go ahead.
And when the chief shepherd shall appear.
And when who?
The chief shepherd.
You know why I love this scripture? Because the scripture goes so hard. But it says when the chief shepherd shall appear. So what does that make the men that are taking the oversight? Shepherds. They're shepherds. It is not, I understand this, that when Yahweh Shai comes back, whatever rank or whatever I thought I had, it don't even matter. That's all, because he's the chief shepherd. I need to be led now. You see that? And I'm still being led. There's still order. But when Yahweh Shai comes back, the chief shepherd is going to take control. Go ahead.
Ye shall receive a crown of glory.
What crown? See, it's telling us right here, if you do your damn job, you'll get that crown. So there is a reward in doing things the right way and for the right reason. So of course there's going to be gain. There is something to gain from what we do. But if I'm sitting up here saying, you know what, let me go teach class so I can hop on here and make sure that I tell everybody to pay alms, right? And priest offering and priest fund, and that's all my mind is on, is that I'm only coming to teach to tell y'all that so y'all can send money, then there's something wrong. We hate even talking about that, but we understand that for the school to function, we got to ask for things like that. We don't take it. That goes to the rent. That goes to the damn internet, expensive as it is, the lights. That goes to the school itself, whatever brothers and sisters give. So even the carnal blessings come in. Listen, they come in some ways that brothers will never believe. And it's really just the Most High a lot of times opening up avenues for things to happen. You see what I'm saying? Go to 2 Corinthians. No, that's not it. That's not it. That's something else. Well, you see that, right? Where, yeah, there's always going to be, the Most High is going to always, if we're doing the right thing with what he gives us, he's always going to make a way for us to have things.
That's why, like, when people ask me, I just send them to, like, you know, Joshua 1 and 8, I send them to in Matthew 6:33.
Right.
So that he going to reward you, but it's going to be in his time.
Right, and where
you get, then you do lose too.
right, and where should your mind be?
On this word.
Right, go there real quick. I like that. And then we're gonna jump back on the recap. Go to Matthew 6. Because this is where brothers, sisters mess up, where the focus is on, I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna get this, because we got the wisdom. Or because I got this Bible, now I'm supposed to have certain things. But we know that, read Matthew 6:21.
Matthew chapter 6, verse 21.
Uh-huh.
For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also.
Right, it's about where is your mind? What is your mind on? Is your mind on the work, the brothers, the sisters, the building? That's where my mind be at. That's why I don't give a damn about a car, house. I don't care about none of that. I don't care about none of that. As long as I can get to where I need to get to, I don't need to have a car. I was talking about that with Zion today. I'm like, man, I go to 3 places. What I need a car for? What I need a new car for? I just give me something little hoopty that I can get around town with. Mall, class, and home. That's it. The business, the school, the grocery store, and home.
Then most likely catch a ride from somebody.
Yeah, because my mind ain't what I gotta do. Floss? What I need to do? Get a 2018 something just to say that I rolled to the mall in that? Or I came to class? Like, it don't make sense. For me, at least, it don't. For me, I don't need anything extravagant to do my job. As long as I got a way to get here, I'm here, man. As long as I got a little roof over my head where my family is good, we got a little bit of AC in the winter. Oh, excuse me, in the summer, a little heat in the winter.
You said it right.
I didn't say it right. That's what I'm on. I don't need the biggest crib. I don't need an 8-bedroom for my little family. Unless I'm gonna throw brothers in there, then fine. But other than that, I don't need that. You know, so I don't even look at, I don't look at those. I don't even look at the carnal things. Whatever I don't have, I don't have.
You know, what comes to mind is, like the scripture says, the Most High is not going to give you more than what you're able to bear. You know, and that's as far as blessings too, because He's not going to hit you with a situation that you can't handle, but He's not going to bless you with anything more than you can handle. If you can handle a 4-bedroom house and it's just you and your rib, then guess what? That's because the Most High knows your spirit, or He wants to see what you're going to do and exercise that within your spirit. If you're going to bless the body, if you're going to help somebody out, just because you're in a position of being well endowed, that's because the Most High blessed you with that. But is that where your treasure is? Or is your treasure in letting a brother stay in your house for 5 to 6 years, eating and sleeping, and you feeding him and clothing him? Is that your treasure?
You know, the perfect, like, when I moved out here, I moved into this brother's house. It was me, my rib, my 3 kids in 1 room in this brother's house. I didn't give a damn. But then the craziest thing is, I was a base. I had just moved from my own spot in Colorado. All the space that I needed into a 1-bedroom with 5 people. We made it happen. Then we moved into a damn 3-bedroom house. Big old 3-bedroom house that we didn't need 3 bedrooms. Just needed 2, but brothers was able to stay there. And then it was like, okay, well, everybody got their own spot now. And then I was abounded again. Or a base where I moved into a smaller spot. You see, so my whole movements is the movements off of the body. What does the body need? You know, that's how I calculate my moves. You know, and that's how if we're thinking in the right mind, when we do get things, it's like Zion went and got a truck. He didn't have to go get no truck. He could have went and got something else. But he went and got the truck because why? The school needed a truck for some of the things that we do. Now, and that truck is being paid and taken care of, right? And a lot of times the money just it's like, damn, where's the money to pay the truck? But the Most High makes it happen because He's not sitting there like, this is my truck, this is my truck, this is my truck. We know it's your truck. But the Most High opened up the avenue. He blessed it off your work. And He blessed it off the intent of you helping the school.
Freely give, freely receive.
Right. So that's where that's at. I mean, yeah, the Most High is always going to take care of us and give us carnal things, you know, but it's about where your heart is. What's your real treasure? Is it the carnal or is it this word?
That's Cause I ain't gonna lie, I do put the word for everything.
Right.
I was always one of those people, and I always say the Most High gave to me. I mean, I'm one of those people who just like nice things.
Bro, I love nice things. Yeah.
And the Most High, He's always blessed it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like you were saying, like I ran through the cars. Like I be running through cars, but a lot of people think, oh, he just got money like that. No, sometimes if he done got repo, but then
you already got
break me down,
yeah.
and he'll bless me with some money. Maybe 2 or 3 months later, then I come back with something else. They like, man, but I'm like, no, man.
And then you switching cars like draws when that's not the case because the Most High is showing you how to abase and how to abound, but not dealing with that Timothy's. See, for some men, it's like I know how to abase. I know how to abound, but I would never want to abase. Right. You got some men that they get into these positions, and it's like, okay, well now we gotta downsize. Nope, not me. I ain't downsizing. I'm used to living a certain way because why? They lost where your heart is where your treasure is. They put more treasure on what they've gained while being in the truth than actually the spiritual gain, the word and teaching. Trust me, it's happening. It's happening before our eyes, and we just got to be careful not to fall into that category. Well, you understand that, right? Yeah. Let's move on. So from there we went to dealing with how everything, after all the wars, rumors of wars, how everything was going to actually kick off between, basically Russia was going to team up with a few other nations, right? Fight in the land of Israel, get America pissed off, and it was going to start going. So go to, and then from there we get to we did Zechariah last time, right? What is Zechariah 14:2? That was part of it. We did 14:2 and verse 12, 2 and then 12 and 14. We did. We had to.
Good.
We had to. I would never skip that. We did? Okay, go ahead, read that. So
Zechariah, chapter 14 and verse 2.
Go ahead.
For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle. And the city shall be taken. And the houses rifled.
Go ahead.
Rippled. And
Rifled.
the women ravished.
And the women ravished. Go ahead.
And half of the city shall go forth into captivity.
And
the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city.
Go ahead.
Then shall the Most High go forth and fight against those nations, as when he fought in the day of battle. And his feet shall stand in that day upon the Mount of Olives, which is before Jerusalem, on the east. And the Mount of Olives shall cleave in the midst thereof, toward the east and toward the west. And there shall be a very great valley. And half of the mountain shall remove toward the north, and half of it.
Jump up to verse 12.
Good. Verse 12.
Yeah, jump to verse 12.
And this shall be the plague wherewith the Most High will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet.
Go ahead.
And their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth.
Right, because what is it talking about?
Fire.
That fire, that nuclear destruction. Yeah. See, while these nations are dropping bombs on each other and wiping out people, because everybody's not totally wiped out when Russia gets it going. But the nuclear weapons are going to wipe some people out. Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass in that day that a great tumult from the Most High shall be among them. And they shall lay hold every one on the hand of his neighbor.
Go ahead.
And his hand shall rise up against the hand of his neighbor. And Judah also shall fight at Jerusalem. and the wealth of all the heathen round about shall be gathered together. Gold and silver and apparel in great abundance.
Right. So while everybody's fighting, while nation is rising up against nation, and famine and natural disasters is going on, while they're all distracted, go to 1 Thessalonians 4:16. While they're all distracted, dropping bombs, fighting, trying to come up with nuclear war tactics, how to destroy, how to deflect this bomb, and how to shoot this bomb from an aircraft carrier, and missile strikes. While this is all going on, out of nowhere, this was going to happen. Read that.
1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 16.
Go ahead.
For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven.
So what's going to happen in the midst of all this disaster?
The Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout.
Dang. Can you imagine that? Can you see that happening in your head right now? You got all these gunshots, you got all these blasts, all these bombs, everybody screaming, yelling, and then all of a sudden just like you hear this shout and you see this object, you see this person coming from out of the sky. Oh, come on, man. My heart would drop. I get the bubble guts.
No, guess what? It's gonna
happen.
It ain't wood. It's gonna. Your heart's gonna melt.
Ugh.
Your bowels are gonna be loosened.
Oh yeah, you soiled your pants.
Yeah, your garment will be soiled.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. It's that real.
Go ahead.
With the voice of the archangel and with the trump of God, and the dead in Christ shall rise first.
Oh, go ahead.
Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air.
And we know that the clouds, that's just going into the chariots. We ain't gonna just float up into the sky and just be, what we gonna do, just float into the sky holding hands and just make a big circle? Nah, when it says caught up in the clouds are the chariots. So while this nuclear destruction is going on, while they're getting bombed, and we're gonna go into it, while they're getting bombed, while America's being bombed and Russia's being flattened, and people are being melted by the heat, the chariots are gonna deliver the chosen.
Not butt naked up in the clouds or up in the chariots.
When you say butt naked, what do you mean?
Because you know you got the Christians that believe in that rapture. In that rapture, where they show plenty of like videos and stuff of it, like imitating it, and then you see piles of clothes just laying everywhere, and then the people that are left behind are like, well, where's he at? Where's she at? Oh, they got caught up in the rapture, and it's just assumed or implied that you're just getting called up. You're getting called up on the chariots,
butt naked. You get called up in the heavens just butt naked.
Butt naked.
Everybody's gonna see this. So the laws is gonna be out the door. We could all see our nakedness when Yahweh Shai comes.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to see the foolishness in that. You got to see the stupidity in that.
You don't think they get that from, when the people came to the tomb looking for Yahweh Shai, and his clothes were there folded?
Oh, yeah, probably.
So, when he went up to the Most High, that was left behind. Because, where he
But did he go up to the Most High butt naked? No, his earthly clothing was shed. Because even when they went to the tomb and saw the clothing, and when who was it that seen him first? Was it Mary? Come on, man.
Both of the Marys.
Right. Did they see him butt naked? Nah, he was clothed. Yeah. So he took off think about it. They buried him and they wrapped him up. They did the whole burial practice, or they did the whole, because they hit him with the frankincense, the myrrh, all the spices, and they wrapped him up, right? But that wasn't really even. It was just a burial practice. I don't think that was actual, like his clothing. He just took off all those the wrap that he had on, but he wasn't butt naked. He didn't ascend to the Most High that said not to see another man's nakedness butt naked. But they might have got it from there. But obviously their interpretation is trash. Right? Where we at? Where we at?
Verse
And the dead in Christ shall
Verse 17, second precept.
And so shall we ever be with the Lord.
Go ahead.
Wherefore, comfort one another with these words.
So these words, this is what you have to be comforted by. This is what's going to save you in that day, in that disastrous day. This is what you have to look forward to. Those who are doing the work of the Most High, this is what you have to look forward to. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that last precept, after you speak about us being caught up, saying we will ever be with the Most High. What does that mean?
We will ever be with the Most High, meaning that we're going to be in the kingdom. We will ever be with him. We'll forever be with him. We'll be with him in the kingdom. There ain't going to be no more dealing with what we dealt with. I mean, think about it. What's the whole point of pulling a person out of that? So that we could get back, because we're going to get into it. Remember, it's steps. So it's going to go from this deliverance to judgment to the kingdom. So, watch, let's go through it. Go ahead. So where we at?
Go to Matthew chapter 24, verse 30.
Somebody else get Revelation 19 and verse 11. So y'all are seeing this. So the Most High, Christ and the angels are going to ascend from heaven with a shout. Go ahead and read Matthew 24 and 30.
Matthew chapter 24, verse 30. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory.
So when all this is going down, when World War III, extinction level events going on, right? Everybody from everywhere is going to be able to see the Most High coming out of the forest. Yahweh Shai, I'm sorry. Seeing Yahweh Shai, the Son of Man, coming from the heavens, coming down from the chariots. Go ahead.
And he shall send.
It is said in his great glory. So he's going to be arrayed in his beautiful garments. He's not coming down butt naked. He's coming down fully clothed in his great glory, as in his majesty.
And part of that glory is that exceeding army of angels that's going to be with him. The chariots, it's going to be a glorious sight. Go ahead.
And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven.
Read that last precept again.
And they shall gather together his elect.
Stop. In class, because we already went over that. Do we know who the elect is?
Israel.
The what?
Israel,
which is the what?
144.
The 144,000, right? Gone.
12,000 from each tribe.
12,000 from each tribe. So he's coming to gather together his elect from the four winds, right? Go ahead.
And from one end of heaven to the other.
So because they're everywhere. He's got to gather all of his elect from out of the four winds, from one part of the heaven to the other.
Yeah, the four winds, the four parts of the earth. The four corners of the earth. Revelations 19 and verse 11.
Revelations chapter 19 and verse 11. And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful.
So what's another name for Yahweh Shai?
Faithful.
Go ahead.
And true.
And true. Go ahead.
And in righteousness he doth judge and make war.
So what is Yahweh Shai returning to do?
Judge and make war.
He's coming to lay the smackdown on everybody.
Wait, but I thought he was coming to kiss everybody and like make everything turn into rainbow colors.
It said judge and what?
Make war.
No, he was coming to make peace.
Make war.
He was coming to bless the little babies.
Make war.
Yeah, a lot of people don't want to accept this. They don't want to see that when Christ comes, he ain't coming for you to confess. He ain't coming for you to repent. He's coming to make war. What war? He's about to come and drop righteous judgment on this earth. He's not coming to hold hands and make everything good again for the world. He's coming to make war. Go ahead.
His eyes were as a flame of fire.
Why was his eyes as the flame of fire? his eyes were as a flame of fire because of the indignation that was going on for his people. Because when you read in Revelations chapter 18 and verse 4, it says their sins have reached on to heaven. Come on, we just went over a recap of in Luke that everybody was partying like they were in the days of Noah, being drunken, giving into marriage, partying, giving into their carnality. And then he sees the people who are in rulership, Job 9 and 24, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, right? He's seeing what they're doing in their position of authority. Just being wicked as hell. They're trying to put themselves in the seats of Yahweh and say that they're Yahweh. They're trying to say that they're God. They're playing God in any and everything that they do. They're trying to debunk the existence of the Most High and say that they're them. They do it in their movies. They do it in their TV show. They do it in their signs. They do it in their food. They do it in any and everything that you can think of. They try to debunk the Most High. You don't think that makes the Creator pissed?
God.
You don't think that makes the Son of the Creator pissed? Con. That's why his eyes are the flame of fire. Go ahead.
And on his head were many crowns.
And on his head was many crowns. That's showing you that he is the King of Kings. That means there is nobody else above him. The Most High gave him charge to be King of Kings. There's nobody his equal. When he comes and lays this ass whooping down on America and the rest of the nations, there's nobody else that's going to stop him. Who the hell is going to deliver their butt whooping out of Yahweh Shai's hands?
Space Force.
Huh?
The Space Force.
The Space Force?
Donald Trump's Space Force. That's who's going to do it. So they think.
Right.
Go ahead.
And he had a name written that no man knew but he himself.
Go ahead.
And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood. And his name...
It was what?
Dipped in blood.
Wait, but why would it be dipped in blood? Why? Y'all gotta think about it. Why would his vesture be dipped in blood? Christ loves Jesus, God loves everybody. Oh, I know. It was all the bugs when he was flying down. He hit a few birds. When he was coming down, and that's where the blood came from, right? I know. Nah. Because in that war, it's going to be a lot of dead. It looked like his vesture was dipped in blood. Like how we read in Isaiah, it said he stomped the wine press.
God, wine fat was on.
Right? He said the wine fat.
Uh-huh.
Come on, man. He going to stomp these nations. And some of Israel. He going to stomp them out like grapes. Go ahead.
I always think what comes to mind is like a car, the front headlights of a car, the front grille of a car. After a long road trip,
right.
You see how bad your windshield
right.
and everything looks. Yeah, that's yeah, and we're like insects like that. Ugh, horrible. Go ahead.
And his name is called the Word of Yahweh.
And what was his name called?
The Word of Yahweh.
It's another name Yahweh Shai had. The Word. Go ahead.
And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses.
Wait, what's in heaven?
Armies.
Why the hell you need armies? I thought we just going there I thought it was the kicking spot. What you need an army for, God? See, people don't want to read this because they're like, wait a minute, there's a military in heaven? Thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven.
So there's order.
There's order and rank in heaven.
There's structure.
There's structure in heaven.
Wait a minute. You can't just do what you want in heaven?
Nah, bro. I thought heaven had ghettos.
It was Thug Mansion.
It was Thug Mansion with armies, right? What was that army there for? It ain't like the islands where you got all that violence and bloodshed and then you got the armies that patrol to keep peace. No, this army is preventative. This army is coming to wage war. Read on.
Clothed in fine linen, white and clean. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations.
Because that sword represents this word. What's more sharper than this word? It says it cuts down all the way to the marrow. It says even to the dividing of spirit. Right? So he's going to speak forth this word. What is he going to judge you by? According to this word. That's why. That's how he's going to cut down the nations. Because you didn't uphold the standard. You didn't uphold what this word said. You're getting cut down. Gone? Go ahead.
And he shall rule them with a rod of iron. And he treaded the winepress.
I thought he was just coming to love them.
He treaded the winepress.
Said he was going to rule them. Right? Christ is coming to rule, not just to make peace on earth and just love us and kiss us and hug little babies and have little lambs in his lap. So he's coming to put rulership using the word of the Most High. Go ahead.
He treaded the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of Almighty Yahweh.
Go ahead.
And he had on his vesture and on his thigh a name written.
Come on.
King of Kings.
Read.
And Lord of Lords.
Read.
And I saw an angel standing in the sun. And he cried with a loud voice, saying to all the fowls that fly in the midst of heaven.
Yeah, he's talking to all the angels that fly in the midst of heaven. Go ahead.
Come and gather yourselves together.
To read.
Unto the supper.
Unto the what?
The supper.
Yeah, it's time to feast. It's time to slay and eat. Go ahead.
Of the great power.
Read.
That ye may eat the flesh of kings.
Read.
And the flesh of captives.
Yeah, because your title, your title ain't gonna matter. You think you the king? That don't matter. You the queen, the king, queen of England. You dead. It don't matter if you the highest ranking officer in the military. You dead. Your title ain't gonna matter. Go ahead.
And the flesh of mighty men. And the flesh of horses.
Yeah, all of them that thought they were mighty in this earth, all the wicked that we look at and we know they're wicked as hell, but they got these positions of power. Your Donald Trumps, your Rothschilds, right? Your Spielbergs, your
Spillners,
all that, all these so-called powerful men, they're gonna get devoured. These angels are gonna come through and devour them, man. Go ahead.
And of them that sit on them, and the flesh of all men, both free and bond, both small and great.
Go ahead.
And I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies
Read.
gathered together to make war.
So when they see Yahushua coming back, what are they trying to do?
To make war.
Yeah, they're not trying to greet him. They show you and they portray that in all their movies subliminally. Independence Day. The Return to Independence Day, Part 2, right? Yeah, they're showing you. Because those clouds, those chariots that come through the fourth, that pierce through to this dimension, they're not trying to greet it peaceably. They're showing you, oh, we got the technology to blast them out the sky. We got to use their technology against them, and no, they're trying to make war.
That's why they do all these movies though to desensitize you. They try to show you that they want you to team up America, right? And these nations, they want you to team up with them and fight against the army that's coming. So they try to scare you and say, oh, those are aliens and UFOs, and when they get you, they're gonna anally probe you. No, they're not. They're gonna save your ass from that nuclear destruction. But if you're trying to fight against the angels, you just gonna get caught up right with everybody else. I don't be too scared to fight. So you see something like that come out the sky, what do you do? If something like that can come out of the sky, there ain't nothing you can do against it. I'm sorry. There's nothing you can do against it. There's no weapon that you have to if you see that much of anything that's come out of nowhere, you hear all these sounds, you hear a damn trumpet come from the east, you see a man on a white horse, big black man on a big white horse, dressed in white.
Like, how you get a horse coming from the sky?
Bro, I give up. I give up. Personally, I'm like, I give up. I ain't fighting. I'll follow. I'll go willingly. I'm good, because what can you really do against that? You got brothers scared of roaches. They scared of the little roaches that fly. You got a lizard in your house, you hell. So what are you gonna do when them angels? It said listen. I'm gonna read it again. Verse 17. Read that one more time. Verse 17. This is cold right here.
Verse 17. And I saw an angel standing in the sun.
Where was he standing?
In the sun.
Come on.
Not the sun that was like millions of light years away.
Right. Even now, you're gonna look up at the sun and you're gonna see an angel in there. Go ahead.
And he cried with a loud voice.
Right.
Saying to all the fowls that fly in the midst of heaven.
Right, because you're gonna see all these angels in the midst of heaven, this firmament. Because where's the sun at? In this firmament. We got to remember, they lied to us. It's funny, I was reading the other day. Watch this. They lied to it. You know, they've been lying to us about the sun. When you read First Ezra, chapter...
Millions of miles away. But light is so fast that it hits Earth in like 8 minutes.
When you read First Ezra chapter 4 and verse 34, watch this. It says, O ye men, are not women strong? Great is the earth, high is the heaven, swift is the sun in his course, for he compasseth the heavens round about, and fetcheth his course again to his own place in one day. So it's talking about the rising, the circling of the sun around the heavens, and then setting back in the east. First Ezra 4:34. That's just one scripture to prove that the earth don't go around the sun. The sun goes around the earth. So the sun is in the firmament. Now, when you see this angel and hear this angel yell to these other lower angels, like, what is this? And they just start killing. Come on, man. What can you do? What can you really do about it? A damn thing you can do. You see a man standing on the sun? Come on, man. There's nothing you can do about that. You might as well know that that's the Most High. Pack it in. You might as well just sit your ass on a chair somewhere and just wait. Where you gonna run to? Where you gonna run to?
I can't.
You can't. I mean, no matter where you're gonna run, they're gonna find you. So me, I'm just like, well, if you trying to find me to save me, I'm gonna make it easy. I'm right here. If you trying to find me to kill me, I'm gonna make it easy. I'm right here. Ain't no point in me trying to run and act like I'm gonna do something against them. Or like, oh, the Most High is gonna forget about me. Yeah, he gonna overlook me. Hell nah. It's gonna be an angel for every person, man.
And you see, that's what the wicked think, because they're gonna go into the mountains.
Yup, they're gonna flee to the rocks.
Yeah, and beg for them to fall upon them.
They're gonna flee to the rocks, man. There's gonna be an angel for every man. Every man, woman, and child. That's what you're gonna get. It's somebody assigned to everybody.
He is. That's scary.
Yeah, so he coming for you. Whether to grab you up and save you, or to slice you down right there. Hey, send one to Satan for the saving of the soul, right? At least the only good thing is that, you know, if you Israel, you're gonna come back in the kingdom righteous. That's the only good part about that. It's still scary as it's still scary as hell. The only good thing about that is if I get killed when the angels come, if I'm here, I mean, I got a chance to come back in the kingdom. Righteous. So, let's go. Let's read on. Everybody nervous now. We should be.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Gather together to make war against him that sat on the horse.
Go ahead.
And against his army.
And against his what?
His army.
Right. So, we got to see that the nations, they're going to be trying to band together after they figure out like killing each other ain't working. And when they see this army of Yahushua and these angels, these fowls of heaven, start devouring them, they're gonna say, okay, now we gotta turn our missiles to the sky. They're literally gonna turn their missiles to the sky and start trying to shoot up at the sky. That's gonna be part of the destruction. When that stuff falls back down, who's that gonna impact?
Yeah.
Them, us, whoever's down here. That's why it pays to be in them chariots. Because when all that debris and nuclear waste and when that gets blown in the wind, come on, man, that's going to rip through the earth. So you don't want to be on this earth when this is happening. So either way it goes, somebody come take me. I don't want to stay here getting melted. Go to Joel. What's that?
Yeah, I had a question on that because I remember reading the scripture when he was talking about, like some of us, they're gonna see that. Like he's saying, you're gonna see me and Paul on your left hand side. You're gonna be seeing me and Paul on your right hand side.
Yeah, you're gonna. Of course. I mean, it's not gonna all just be in the blink of an eye. Where you gotta remember, look at it as a. The one thing you gotta always remember about the Most High is dramatic. In the way he does things. Yes. Think about it. The 10 plagues. Did there have to be 10 plagues? He could have just hit them with the Passover and it would have all been said and done.
Jacob.
But the Most High is dramatic. So yeah, of course I know what scripture you're talking about. Of course you're gonna see men fall at your left and men fall at your right. But that don't mean that you can't be saved in that. A man might be falling and you might be getting beamed right up. You might have to see men fall to the left and to the right. And then you get saved, and you like, damn, that could have been me.
They portrayed that in the, they portrayed just what you were talking about in the Avengers, the Avengers Infinity War.
Oh yeah,
when Thanos snapped his finger, because there was a line he said where he says he says he's the I am, but then he comes through the fourth. He comes from the fourth because
the fake fourth.
The fake fourth, yeah, and he jumps dimensions, and so he comes through, and then when he finally does that snap, that's exactly what you're talking about.
But men just disappeared in that one though.
No, they died. They died.
Oh, they died. Yeah,
the whole galaxy. When he snapped his finger, he killed the whole galaxy. So whoever was left wasn't a part of that who died. But that's exactly where they got that scripture from.
Yep. Go to Joel chapter 2 and verse 1.
Joel, chapter 2 and verse 1. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Most High cometh.
What are we going to do?
Tremble, for the day of the Most High cometh. For it is nigh at hand.
Right, it's close. Your salvation is nearer than you believe. Come on.
A day of darkness.
A day of what?
Darkness.
Read.
And of gloominess. A day of clouds and of thick darkness. As the morning spread upon the mountains. A great people and strong, and a strong. There had not been ever the like. Neither shall be any more after it. Even to the years of many generations.
Go ahead.
A fire devoured before them, and behind them a flame burning. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yeah, and nothing shall escape them.
Right, so this is going into, because what's going to happen is we know that Yahweh Shai and the angels are going to come through, and they're going to kick off the destruction, right? They're gonna get it started for us. But then what's gonna happen is this. Go ahead.
The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses. And as horsemen, so shall they run. Like the noise of chariots, or the top of mountains, shall they leap. Like the noise of a flame of fire.
Listen, when we're running through this earth and ripping apart the rest of these nations, this is what it's going to sound like. This is what it's going to look like. You know when they show you chariots when they move, it's there then it's gone. It's there then it's not. It's here. It's up. That's how we going to move. The Most High is going to put that spirit in us. Go ahead.
Like the noise of a flame of fire that devoured the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array.
Go ahead.
Before their face, the people shall be much pain. All faces shall gather blackness.
Yeah, they're gonna be, bro. They're gonna lose it. These nations are gonna lose it. The wicked that's gonna be destroyed, they're gonna lose it. They're just gonna lose all pigment. You're just gonna die right there on the spot, man. Go ahead.
They shall run like mighty men.
Go ahead.
They shall climb the wall like men of war.
Yeah, that's where they get all their little superheroes from. Climbing walls and leaping mountains. It said we're gonna climb walls. Go ahead.
And they shall march every one on his way.
Uh-huh.
And they shall not break their reins.
Wait, they're gonna be in what?
Their reins.
They shall not break their ranks. It's gonna be order, man. It's gonna be order. See, a lot of people, I don't know, a lot of people think that when Christ comes, it's just gonna be, yes, it's gonna be chaotic. It's gonna be chaotic for the wicked. It's gonna be chaotic for the wicked because they're gonna be the ones scrambling around trying to figure out, where do I run? Where do I hide? It's gonna be a controlled chaos. Go ahead.
Neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk every one in his path.
Uh-huh.
And when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded.
Go ahead.
They shall run to and fro in the city.
Uh-huh.
They shall run upon the wall.
Go ahead.
They shall climb up upon the houses.
Read.
They shall enter into the windows. Enter in at the windows like a thief.
Go ahead.
The earth shall quake before them.
Imagine this, man. You trying to. That's why there's not going to be any hiding place. You're going to be climbing walls and jumping mountains. We're going to be moving so fast, it sounds like sparks being burnt up behind us. It's going to be a crackling sound. You ever heard like stubble being burnt up? It makes that popping sound. That's how fast we're going to be moving. Go ahead.
The heavens shall tremble. The sun and the moon shall be dark. And the stars shall withdraw their shining.
Uh-huh.
And the Most High shall utter his voice before his army.
Go ahead.
For his camp is very great.
Uh-huh.
For he is strong that executed his word.
Read.
For the day of the Most High is great and very terrible. And who can abide it?
Yeah, who's going to abide in it? Go to 2 Ezra 13. Who's going to abide in it? Well, the only ones that are going to really abide in it is it 2 Ezra? Sure. It's Joel, right? And then we go to Revelations, right? Revelations 9:14. I'm sorry. Revelations 9:14. So there's not going to be no escape, man. There's not going to be no escape from this.
Like that we just read over. When I read that, I always think about Samson, because whenever the Most High came upon Samson, the way he moved, like to catch 300, to catch 8 fox.
Yeah.
You know, it's very, very swift. You know what I'm saying? And the Most High had them catch 300 foxes.
Yeah, well, because that's the thing. The Most High don't put that spirit on us to be able to maneuver the way in this way. Think about it, man. We're gonna be so scary. It says their faces will be like blackness. You're gonna just lose all life. But that's why. See, it's scriptures like this that remind me that's why it's not up to us to want to go out there and exact judgment, because we're not going to do it the right way. We got to remember, the Most High said in verse 7, he said, they shall run like mighty men, and they shall climb the wall like men of war. And they shall march everyone on his ways. Meaning you're going to march on the orders that were given. Watch. And they shall not break their ranks. So there's going to be order, rank, and structure that we don't possess yet. To go out there and take revenge. That got to be put in us.
Right, we don't even have the ability.
I mean, think about it. Is there going to be like a training day for this? Like we just going to, like...
An academy?
Yeah, is there an academy that brothers is going to for this? Nah, that spirit's going to be put in you. You're going to be, yeah, it's going to be in you. Boom. Just like how it's in the angels to execute whatever judgment the Most High puts them on. So they will not transgress his word until he's appeased. Come on.
It's like, I am appeased now.
I'm happy. Right? Nah, but if he say go out there and kill, And if he say go out there and kill such and such and such and such, that's gonna happen. That angel, that spirit ain't gonna stop until it appeases him that made him, like the scriptures say. It ain't gonna stop. So you think you cheating death? Nah, bro. You ain't really cheating death. It just wasn't your time.
Yeah, even on top of that, just what you just said, the guy said that one fell on the sword, but it didn't even wound him.
Yeah, because think
You
about it.
trying to take yourself out.
Well, check it. Verse 8, neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk every one in his path. And when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. Meaning if somebody tries to shoot you, whatever, it ain't going to no effect.
Oh.
Yeah, not your own sword. Remember, they're going to be trying to fight. They're going to be trying to fight against us.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they're going to try to fight us, the angels, Christ. So, think about it. What's the whole point if you're going to die fighting? So the spirit got to be put on you to be damn near immortal at this point. The angels ain't going to die fighting. They ain't just going to come down here and somebody going to shoot them and it's like, oh, I got to be an angel? Hell no. Like, you know what I've been watching? I've been watching this movie called Westworld. Not a movie, it's a show on HBO. Where you go, like, you could go to this amusement park and it's all made like the old Western. And they got these people, all the people that are there, they call them hosts. So you can basically go into this amusement park and basically you can do whatever you want, right? But you can't be killed. So they'll shoot at you, and you'll be like, oh. But then they think you're dead, but then you pop up and you kill them. That's what it's going to be like. You're not going to be able to die. But they're going to die.
Sweet.
Yeah. So they're battling, they're fighting it's infutile. It's pointless. They don't know that though. That's why they're going to try to be shooting their bombs into the sky, aiming their nukes, their guns. All that's going to be, you're just going to be laughing, man. Like, yeah, okay. Your little baby machine gun. Watch this.
That's like your child trying to like shoot its play toy at you.
It's like when Noah tries to fight me and I just put my hand on his forehead and he's sitting there punching and he can't reach me. Like, yeah. It ain't gonna happen. Where we at?
Revelation chapter 9, verse 14.
Saying
to the sixth angel which had the trumpet, loose the 4 angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates. And the 4 angels were loose, which were prepared for an hour, and a day, and a month, and a year, for to slay the third part of men.
Right. That third part. Who knows what that third part? Who knows what that is? Where we at? Revelations 9:14?
Is it 2/3?
No, the third part of men. It's 2/3. Well, the third part is talking about Esau. Watch. Go ahead. Read on.
Verse 16.
And
the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. And I heard.
It was what?
Huh?
Read it again.
And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000.
Go ahead.
And I heard the number of them. And thus I saw the horse in the vision, and them that sat on them, having breastplates of fire, and a chariot, and brimstone, and the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions.
Go ahead.
And out of their mouths issued fire and smoke and brimstone.
Go ahead.
By these 3 was the third part of men killed, by the fire, and by the smoke, and by the brimstone, which issued out of their mouths.
Right. Go to Isaiah 34:1. Go to Isaiah 34:1. So we got to remember that. So we got to remember right now. Go ahead, read that.
Isaiah chapter 34 and verse 1. Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world, and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of the Most High is upon he had utterly destroyed them.
Uh-huh.
He had delivered them to the slaughter.
Come on.
Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses,
Uh-huh.
and the mountains shall be melted with their blood.
Check that out. Read on.
And all the host of heaven shall be dissolved,
Uh-huh.
and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll,
Go ahead.
and all their hosts shall fall down, and the leaf falleth, as the leaf falleth off from the vine,
Uh-huh.
and as a falling fig from the fig tree.
This is why. Read verse 5.
For my sword shall be bathed in heaven.
Read on.
Behold,
Oh, I love it.
it shall come down upon
It shall
Idumea.
come down on who?
Idumea.
Come on.
And upon the people of my curse
Whew,
to
go ahead.
judge me.
Read on.
Before we go, I got a question on that.
Uh-huh.
When you say it's coming down to Idumea and to them, to the people of my curse, right?
Right.
So when you say to my curse, is that like us Israel who fall upon that curse? Like the curse is like Deuteronomy?
Let me check on that for you. I'll check back on that one with you. I don't want to give you the wrong answer. Go ahead, read on.
The sword of the Most High
Uh-huh.
is filled with blood.
It's filled with what?
With blood.
Come on.
It is made fat with fatness,
Uh-huh.
and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For the Most High had a sacrifice in Basra,
Right?
and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea.
Come on, is Christ coming down to sacrifice to himself? He said kidneys and goats. Come on. Y'all thought he was talking about actual animals? Come on, man. He's coming down to slaughter these people, man. That's that third part. Where we at? What verse?
Verse Isaiah chapter 34, verse 7.
Go ahead.
And the unicorns shall come down with them, and the bullocks, and the bulls, and their land shall be soaked with blood, and their dust made fat with fatness.
Go ahead.
For it is the day of the Most High's vengeance.
It is the what?
The day of the Most High's vengeance.
Go ahead.
And the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion.
Yeah, this is that payback. This is that. It's the payback. I know y'all from way back. I'm coming to get you. So this is that payback. The Most High said this is that recompense. So that's why when he says, avenge not yourselves, vengeance is mine. It's things like this that when we read, we got to understand, like, he got to come back and what's better than him taking out just a whole nation? What's better than that? You might be able to take out one man, but the Most High Christ, he's going to take out nations.
When you look up that word indignation, it says anger or annoyance provoked by what is perceived as unfair treatment. So they provoked him because they treated his people unfairly.
Oh yeah.
When it talks about Idumea, he's talking about Esau.
Oh yeah.
Idumea is the Edomites.
It is.
That's
That third part.
Right.
They're the ones in rulership. They're the ones who change the faces of the judges thereof. They're the ones who said if it ain't white, it ain't right.
They're the ones that, for the violence against thy brother Jacob, what does it say? Indignation to compassion?
Indignation.
But that's the thing. All that violence that they did towards us, that's why anyone sitting up talking about the Saudi Arabians or Esau, you're a damn fool. Because when's the last time a Saudi Arabian man pulled any black man out the car and shot him? When's the last time a Saudi enslaved a so-called Negro here in America? When's the last time it happened? They might be doing that out there in Saudi Arabia, but not to the level that is happening here.
It says, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob.
Right, where you at?
Obadiah, chapter 1 and verse 10.
Uh-huh.
For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off from forever.
Yeah. Shame is going to cover them, and they're going to be cut off forever. Yeah, when it's talking about, read verse 5. Read verse 5. 34 and verse 5. You ask a question.
For my sword
Uh-huh.
shall be bathed in heaven.
Uh-huh.
Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea
Uh-huh.
and upon the people of my curse to judgment.
Right. Yeah, that's not talking about us in that instance. That's talking about the ones that he's judging at that time. It's not this guy. When you read this has nothing to do with Israel at this time. This is just dealing with, when you read down, this is dealing with the Idumeans and that nation, the Edomites.
The reason I had asked the question was because whenever it talks about the Most High's judgment, it talks about starting with us first.
Right. Well, we already went through that part. Right. Remember earlier? Were you here?
But I know Esau knew the law too because he's son of Jacob.
Right. Well, at this point,
Not Jacob, but
right, son of Isaac. But no, but even at this point, every nation. Where you at? No, it's the same thing. It doesn't edify the. Oh. Yeah. But at this point, 'cause we already hit that 1 Peter is where the judgment's gonna begin. See, what we're gonna get hit with is the plagues. We're gonna get hit with the plagues, the wars. Right? A lot of that's gonna be hitting us, but right now in this part, Most High is coming through to wipe out the nations. He's coming to deal with the nations. So even when you read through this, it's dealing with dealing with Esau. Yeah, he's dealing with Esau in this one. Then it's gonna jump over. Watch. Go to. Well, we're still dealing with Esau. Go to Isaiah 63 and verse 1. Go to Isaiah 63 and verse 1. Oh, we gonna get it. We gonna get it too. We gonna get it too. We gonna get judged also, but just dealing with this third part. See, we just breaking it section by section. What you got? Isaiah 63?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 63 and verse 1.
Uh-huh.
Who is this that coming from Edom?
Who is it? Go ahead.
With dyed garments from Basra.
Read.
This that is glorious in his apparel.
Wait. It's what?
Glorious.
It says his apparel. It's one man. Go ahead.
Traveling in the greatness of his strength.
Read.
I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save.
Wait. We gonna save ourselves? I that speak in righteousness. Go ahead.
Mighty to save.
That's the thing. See, a lot of brothers talking about there's no savior for Israel. It's right here. It's right here. That this is what? This is the Most High? This ain't the Most High. This is Yahushai.
That one man came from Edom in dyed garments.
Yeah.
He's the one coming to save.
This is Yahushai. This ain't the Most High. This ain't David. This ain't Solomon.
Moses.
This ain't Moses. This ain't even Isaiah. Go ahead.
Wherefore art thou red in thy apparel,
Uh-huh.
and thy garments like him that treaded the wine fat.
Yeah, it's like, why is this guy's garments red? What's going on here? These are question marks. It's like, why? It's like, bro, why are your socks red? Right? Why is your garment red? Right. And you try to match your fringes, y'all was shot coming. It's like, why is this garment red? Go ahead.
I have trodden the wine press alone.
Yeah, he's telling you, because I was whipping these dudes' butts.
He said he was with somebody?
Alone.
He said you were with him?
Alone.
He did this by himself.
Go ahead.
And of the people, there was none with me.
Come on.
For I will tread them in mine anger.
Uh-huh.
And trample them in mine fury.
Right. See, Yahushua is going to be dealing with Esau alone for the most part. He's going to start it off with them. I mean, come on. Can we battle them? We're oppressed to them. So what can we do? He got to come at least soften them up, right? It's going to be, listen, think about it. But think about it. Are they all going to die right here? No. He can't kill all of them. You know why? Because he that leadeth into captivity shall also be led into captivity. He that killeth with the sword will be killed by the sword. So we know that they led us into captivity. It wasn't just Esau. It was Ishmael. What? It was Elam, right? It was Esau.
Canaanites.
Right, Canaan, or the Hamites. It was all these nations that led us into slavery. So, but they're going to have to be put into slavery. They're going to have to see how it feels. But is it going to be the same slavery that they did to us? We're going to be hanging them from trees and cutting off their testicles and cutting their breasts off and cutting babies from their wombs. We ain't going to be doing that. You're going to just be a slave, a servant. It's going to tell us how. But it's not going to be the way they put us into servitude. That I'm going to give you 1,000 lashes and beat your name out of you, and it ain't going to be like that. We're going to put them in a righteous cotton field, right?
The righteous cotton field.
We're going to be in the righteous slave house.
Where you read a book, you get 40 lashes, but you read the Bible and you get killed, you get put to death.
That's what they did to us.
That's what they did to us.
But we ain't going to be doing that. We ain't going to just be homosexual raping men and all that. Nah.
Not in the kingdom.
We ain't doing that. Hell nah. We ain't going to need to do that. Because as soon as they get out of order, it says the nation and kingdom that will not bow to me, bring them heaven. Right? Christ is going to deal with them.
Oh, you don't want to do it? Okay. Go see my big brother, you have a shot.
It ain't going to be like no argument and we got to whoop you and rape you. Nah, bro. We ain't on that tip. You going to work? Because what is their servitude is building the kingdom.
Come on, you got to think. If you're on the receiving end, you just seen a disastrous. You just seen a big black man come out of the sky, and he's walking towards you in a big soaking wet garment that's all covered in red, that's full of blood. You think, and he tells you, listen, I want you to be in slavery. You think they're gonna buck up? Yeah, you got a few, but then you got a few that won't. They're gonna be like, you know what? I'd rather serve as a servant than die. This big black man is scary. You know?
God.
So the Most High, he's gonna have that. He's gonna have that where we do have servants and bondmen.
Yeah, listen. You got some Israel that don't want to hear that. You're like, slaves? I can't do that to my fellow man. And then you got some nations that they're like, nigga, you ain't gonna make me no slave ever.
And the people who are like that, that's the ones that get brought in front of Yahushua. Cut.
Yep. Read on. Where you at?
Isaiah chapter 63 and verse 3.
Yeah, it's
last
not.
precept.
And hold on, it's not talking about 2/3 because we know it's talking about the 2/3 is talking about Israel. That third part is talking about Esau. So it's not talking about 2/3. We're not dealing with that right now. We're dealing with the third part. Okay? So dealing with Esau. Go ahead, read on.
Good. And trample them in my fury. And their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garment.
Come on.
And I will stain all my raiment.
Read.
For the day of vengeance is in mine heart. And the year of my redeemed is come. And I looked, and there was none to help. And I wondered that there was none to uphold. Therefore, mine own arm brought salvation unto me, and my fury, it upheld me. And I will tread down the people in mine anger, and make them drunk in my fury. And I will bring down their strength to the earth.
What verse you on?
Verse 7.
No, that's it.
In Isaiah, I remember reading in Isaiah, he said he's gonna bring the high minds low. He's gonna bring them haughty looks low. Yeah.
Yeah, go to is it Zephaniah or Zechariah? Zephaniah, go to Zephaniah 3. I don't know if I was reading that right. Zephaniah 3 and verse 7. There's a lot of reading, a lot of precepts in this. Zephaniah 3 and verse 7.
Zephaniah chapter 3 verse 7. I say, surely thou wilt fear me. Thou wilt receive instruction. So their dwelling should not be cut off. However, I punished them, but they rose early and corrupted all their doings.
Right.
Therefore, wait ye upon me.
What do we got to do?
Wait ye upon me.
Go ahead.
Said the Lord, until the day that I rise to the prey.
Right. We got to wait on Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them my indignation.
To do what?
Pour upon them my indignation.
So you're going to gather these nations just to pour out indignation and payback. Go ahead.
Even all my fierce anger.
Read.
For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy.
Yeah, he ain't coming back. Yahweh Shai's coming back pissed. That's the bottom line. Look at all the filth that's going on this earth, man. Look at all the filth that the people of Israel, the children of Israel, are caught up into. He's coming back mad. He's coming back mad for the injustices that's been done to us, first and foremost. He's coming back mad because of the oppression. This is now where he's coming to reestablish his kingdom. Go ahead.
For then will I turn the people to pure language.
That's it on verse 8. You ended at verse 8? Second Ezra 13. Second Ezra 13. So we see what's going on here. 13 and verse 1. So, I mean, we see what's going on here, right? The picture is being painted. The invasion is happening. And ain't nothing that the invadees can do but be invaded and taken over and destroyed. You want this? Got it? Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. Second Ezra 13 and verse 1.
Second Ezra chapter 13 and verse 1. And it came to pass, after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night. And lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven.
So, read that part again.
And lo, that man,
Yahweh Shai, what did he do?
Waxed strong.
Strong with a K. Go ahead.
With the thousands.
With the what?
Thousands.
Just a couple?
Thousands.
He had thousands of angels with him.
It said 200,000.
200,000. That's an innumerable number of angels. That means you lost count after a few 100,000.
There's a count to that. Watch. It's like 200 million.
200 million?
Yeah, we don't.
Oh, go ahead.
Of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled.
All the what?
All the things trembled.
Everybody was like exceedingly happy and joyous when they see Yahweh Shai's face.
All the things trembled.
Everybody soiled their pants. They crapped themselves. You got the bubble guts.
Upper lip quivered.
Yeah, your upper lip shaking. Yeah. Your heart pounding. Your palms sweaty.
You see how they lie?
Oh, that's Christian shit.
Sammy about to get mad now.
See, Jesus is here. Hi, brother. Jesus is here.
Wow.
Give me a hug. Heck no. Your knees gonna buckle. You gonna start shaking. You gonna start Harlem shaking. Who's that? Who's that in the sky? I can't. Right? You ever had your heart beat so hard and you feel it in your throat like it's about to come out of your mouth?
Yeah.
Right? And you just, I can't, and your belly hurts at the same time. Oh, that's the trembling everybody's gonna be feeling. That and 10 times more. You just see one person with like an innumerable amount of angels, dark-skinned individuals coming out of the sky. You're like, wait a minute. I wasn't ready, right? What you got?
Yeah, that's basically 200 million angels.
200 million.
200 million angels. Yeah, so imagine that just covering the sky. Which, I mean, come on. 200 million angels.
That's why it'll be dark. On that day of the Lord, it will be dark.
Yeah, they're going to block out the sun.
They're occupying the sky.
Yeah, they're going to be blocking that out. Think about it. When you watch, like, Independence Day, y'all seen that movie from 96, Will Smith? And they had the big chariot that sat over every major city, and then what did they do? It shot out hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of smaller little chariots, right? You know it ain't gonna be like that. But that's how they try to depict it. A bunch of green men coming in spaceships. Nah, them chariots are gonna be big though, because they gotta pick us up. Mm-hmm. Think about that. We gotta be able to fit. It's gonna be a lot. It's scary, but it's not. But then it is again. Because the day of the Lord is going to be darkness. Will you abide? You see what I'm saying? What shall it be for you? That's the question I ask myself, and we all got to ask ourselves. We want the day of the Lord to come, but then we don't. Because it's like, damn, have I done enough?
Yeah, it says, woe to him who desires the day of the Lord.
Yeah. For what end shall it be for you? What is it going to be? What is it going to be to you? Is it going to be your salvation or your destruction? But again, we're between the two of wanting it to happen, but then it's like, damn, we ain't ready. I ain't cleaned up enough. I ain't did enough. None of us have. None of us have done enough. So we know that ultimately the grace of the Most High, right?
That's why Paul, see, now it comes to light. That's why Paul says he runs like he hasn't obtained.
Right.
Because if you run like you obtained, then you're okay, well, shit, well, bring God. I'm ready. I did my works. Hell no, you ain't do no works. He said your righteousness is as filthy rags. It's a dirty, used menstrual cycle pad. That's what your righteousness is. And if you're barely getting back into the knowledge, what have you done? Literally. Besides abide here, abide there a little bit, double-minded. So we're still battling the carnalities of the flesh. So what righteousness have we really done? To say that we've done all to stand in that day? None. Because even he's going to bring the mighty men down to their knees. The scripture says every knee's going to bow. And what are they going to confess? That this is the King of Kings. Mm-hmm. So how much more an Israelite who's promised to the kingdom? We can't run and we can't think in our mind like, I'm ready for this day.
You just got to keep. The whole point is you just got to keep running until you run the course. When Paul said, "I've ran my course, I've kept the faith," he knew death was on the way, but he didn't quit. He didn't quit fighting 10 years before he knew he was going to die. He didn't quit fighting 20 years before. He just kept fighting up until that time.
Yeah, talking about a contingent like retirement plan. Well, I did my 25, 30 years in the truth, so I'm gonna set up my retirement plan and I'm gonna just take it at home. Hell no. Hell no. If you can only make it to class and you can only read along, you better sit your butt in that seat and read along. The scripture says, blessed is the man who when the master returns is found so doing. The hell, you want to be laid up in Florida on a hammock when the day of the Lord comes?
No, but some days. But not when he comes. I want to be found doing.
You want to be found doing. It'd be better that Yahushua return when you're in class and you're up there taking notes. But I guarantee you nobody think about that when they're back talking their authority.
Different subject.
Got it.
Where we at? Go back to Ezra's.
No. He was at verse 4.
Yeah, 2nd Ezra's 13:4, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I read 13.
You read verse 2. You read verse 3.
Uh-huh. Now you're at verse 4.
Go ahead, read verse 3 again. Watch. It talks about the angels. 2nd Ezra 13? Yeah, read verse 3.
Yeah, I'll let the last piece of it.
Yeah, go ahead. Start from the top of 3.
And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven.
So Yahushua, he's coming back with the thousands of angels. Go ahead.
And when he turned his countenance to look, all things trembled that were seen under him.
So when he turned around to look upon the earth and everybody seen him and their eyes met eye to eye, guess what? Everybody was shitting bricks. Literally. Go ahead.
And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they that burned that heard his voice.
Come on, man. That's like when you already know you cracked bricks as a kid when you heard your dad's voice. Now you hearing the King of Kings voice.
Yeah, because that word was coming out and ripping them to shreds. Said what went out of his mouth was a two-edged sword. Right? That word was burning him up because he was judging and speaking righteous.
Right.
Go ahead.
Like as the earth filleth when it filleth the fire.
Go ahead.
And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven.
So because there were so many angels around, you couldn't number. We Googled it. It said 2 million, but
Where we at?
verse 5.
No, go ahead. Read on.
To subdue the man that came out of the sea.
Uh-huh.
But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain, and flew up upon it. But I would have seen.
Hey, hold on. I think that's it on that. We got to jump to verse 7?
No.
Go ahead. Read on.
But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain, and flew upon it. But I would have seen the region or place whereof the hill was graven, and I could not. And after this I beheld, and lo.
Was that verse 7?
Verse 8, though.
I think it was verse 5. It was the verse 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you read. Hold on. Tremble that were under him. Right. So scratch 4 and 5. And now go to Isaiah 13 and 6. So y'all get Ezra's 1, 2, and 3, right? Right. And verse 4. Scratch out Isaiah chapter 13 and 6. So what we wanted was at 2nd Ezra 13 and 1 down to verse 4. So y'all get that, 13 and 1 to 4?
Come on.
That Yahushua was going to come with the angels, and he was just going to start burning them up with that word, like how we read in Revelations.
Good.
Right? Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 13, verse 6. How ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand.
He said, how?
Go ahead.
It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty.
Because what's this day of the Lord that every Christian's anticipating? It comes as a what?
Come as a destruction.
It comes as a destruction. That means crap is getting broken down. Things are getting destroyed.
The Christians do have it right. Yes, there is going to be heaven and the kingdom, but they never want to talk about this part, where things get flattened, where destruction and bloodshed have to happen, where death has to happen to bring forth that kingdom.
When you look up that word destruction, it says the action or process of causing so much damage to something that it no longer exists or cannot be repaired.
Yeah.
That's the day of the Lord.
This America, there's going to be a continual burning. Like we read in Revelations, right?
Right.
It tells you that Babylon is going to be a continual burning. And you're going to be able to look over and see it. So what does that mean? We ain't gonna be here. The kingdom ain't gonna be here. It's gonna be a continual burning. Go ahead, where we at?
Chapter 13, verse 7. Therefore shall all hands be faint.
Because, hold up, wait a minute. Because everybody's talking about, well, the day of the Lord, I'm going to have some strength. I'm ready to fight with them. What did it say?
Therefore shall all hands be faint.
When you see his face, when he turns around and he looks you dead in your eye, your hand's going to be faint. What weapon you going to lift up? How are you going to, if you're trying to be righteous and you're going to try to help out the Most High, Yahweh Shai, how are you going to, what weapon are you going to pick up to go slay the enemy? Hell no. The only strength you have in your hands is to put them together and beg. Have mercy. Go ahead.
And every man's heart shall melt.
Everybody don't be flabbergasted. Did he say some men?
And every man's heart shall faint.
That's including Israel. Those who wait on the day of the Lord because of the disaster and the destruction and the oppression that goes on with our people, come. Okay, you desire the day of the Lord. But guess what? You're still going to faint. Your hands are still going to be faint. Your heart's still going to melt. From there, go to Ezekiel, chapter 21 and verse 7.
Yeah, Ezekiel 21:7. Yeah, it's not going to be you ain't going to be brave in that day. You ain't going to be brave in that day, man. It's going to be a lot of whimpering and scouring. Me included. I mean, bro, the scripture, the way, think about it. The way the scriptures describe it, I don't want no piece of this. I don't want no parts. I don't want to be on the wrong side. That's the thing. I want parts, but I don't want to be on the wrong side. I don't want to be those brave cats that think, oh, we're going to fight back against Christ. Because their hearts ain't going to melt. They're going to be thinking like, oh, yeah, we can fight this. Let's be strong. Let's get our armies. Let's get our guns.
I just
Let's
see
round up the boys.
I see something appear out of nowhere in front of me, and I'm going to have the audacity to say, you know what, I can beat it. Yeah, I mean, I know within myself.
Get the strap.
Come on now. Hell nah. Where we at?
Ezekiel chapter 21, verse 7. And it shall be when they say unto thee, wherefore, sighest thou.
Sighest thou.
Sighest thou. Go ahead.
That thou shalt answer for the tidings, because it cometh, and every heart shall melt, and all hands shall be feeble.
Wait, read it again from the top. You're right.
And it shall be when they say unto thee,
Uh-huh.
wherefore, sightest thou.
Go ahead.
That thou shalt answer for the tidings, because it cometh, and every heart
What
shall
cometh?
melt.
What cometh? That day. Yahweh Shai, those angels. That's what cometh. Go ahead.
And all hands shall be feeble, and every spirit shall faint, and all knees shall be weak as water.
Man, you gonna be standing there, you just gonna fall to your damn knees. All the strength in you is just gonna be dissipated. So that your hands will be faint and your knees will be like water.
That's damn near giving up the ghost right
You gonna,
there.
listen, it says every spirit shall faint.
You know
Yeah, you ain't gonna die right there, but some will. Some are gonna die just off the sight. They're just gonna catch heart attacks and damn have strokes. They're gonna give up the ghost right there.
Think about it. Think about it when somebody comes from behind you, somebody sneaks up on you and startles you.
Yeah,
That moment, that instant, you're like,
Your heart's not just gonna flutter, it's gonna stop.
hell, come on, man.
You're gonna be flabbergasted. You said what? Yeah, oh, it's the big one. But you probably ain't gonna have no time to say it's the big one. It's just gonna happen, you just gonna. Go ahead.
Behold, it cometh and shall be brought as pass, said the Lord God.
and shall be brought to pass, saith the Lord God. Where we at from there?
Go back to Isaiah chapter 13 and read verse 8.
Oh, so you just ain't work. Okay. Well, Word document style. Isaiah 13 and verse 8.
Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 13, verse 8.
So this day of the Lord, when the Most High, when Yahushua turns around and looks at everybody, when everybody sees him, one giant, dark-skinned individual coming through from another dimension, ascending from heaven, with many crowns on, being the King of Kings, Lord of Lords, with an innumerable amount of dark-skinned individuals with him. What's going to happen? Read.
And they shall be afraid.
What is everybody going to be?
Afraid.
The righteous are going to be a what?
Afraid.
Those who are clueless to what's going on are going to be what?
Afraid.
That's how you're going to be. You're going to be afraid. You're going to dread that day. Go ahead.
Pangs and sorrow shall take hold of them.
What are you going to feel in your body?
Pangs and sorrow.
Pangs and sorrows. You're going to start questioning every wrong thing you've done in your life, in existence, from the time you were breastfed to the time you just seen Yahushua come through. You're going to know you're going to contemplate on every decision you've ever done, every sneaky, conniving, backhanded thing you've ever done. You're going to question, damn, did I really do that with the fullness of my heart? Did I really do that and serve that person as Yahushua? That's the pains and sorrows you're going to be feeling on that day.
Listen, it's almost like your life is going to flash before your eyes, and it's like, damn, I did that. Like, everything is going to just hit you. You're going to be like, no, I ain't ready. We all going to be sitting back like, I ain't ready. I'm not ready for this day. Because you're going to think about all the wicked little things you did, all the sneaky things, like he was saying, all the wickedness you've done, all the sneakiness you've done, all the things you thought that man didn't see, all the things that man didn't see. You knew the Most High saw it. You're going to be like, no. You're going to get weak. You're going to lose it. You're going to be afraid. Because you're going to know it's that time. It's that time to be judged for these things. Go ahead.
They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth.
That's that same one, the same pain that you're feeling, the same feeling that you're going through is the same woman that's about to give labor. That's that same type of pain. That's how much you're questioning what you've done in your lifetime. That's the pain you're going through. It's like that kid, it's like that one kid who really fears his dad. And they start crying, but when you say the words, I'm going to take your dad. And you hear your dad coming around the corner. You hear that belt jingling. You hear that switch up in the air.
You hear them keys going that lock. You hear that car pull up in the driveway. Come on, what happened? You just start nervous.
You start losing.
Listen, butterflies. You start getting loose in the guts. Think about that and times it. But see, a woman that travaileth, what happens with her pain? It goes and it comes. So you're going to be in betwixt. You're going to be like, damn, I'm ready. No, I'm not. What about this time when I did this? But how I was fighting. Then it's going to come back like, well, you was off here. But how I was fighting over here. It's going to be like that. Some men are going to go mentally insane. Your mental is going to kill you. You're going to, listen. People are going to drop dead off their own just trying to figure out, am I going or not? Am I going to die here or not? Why? Because they're going to be trying to take counsel in their own head, going back and forth, giving themselves damn aneurysms. Jeremiah, what's up?
It's like, I don't know if it ever happened to y'all, like, you be asleep, but then you wake up, but you're not sure if you up or not, and you be, doing everything to try to make a view exist, like, it's just be black around you. You know what I'm saying?
It's like when you're you mean that in-between sleep, kind of?
Yeah.
That in-between realm of like,
And
And why it's like that with the sleep? Huh?
You wake up twice.
What you mean you wake up twice?
It's like you're in another realm when you get up.
Yeah,
It's like damn, my head, like I'll be like, oh.
And everything is numb.
Right. It don't even be numb.
You just don't know.
You just in some place, and it's a very scary feeling. So a lot of times be like, I just think like, am I in heaven? Am I dead? Am I in hell? Like.
Well, guess what? With this, you're gonna know what's going on. You're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel every little bit of it. It's gonna be very real. That's why it's gonna be so scary. Because it's gonna be very, very real. Ain't no, is this the end? It ain't gonna be like, let me question. Nah, you ain't gonna be able to question this. You're gonna know.
There's no preparing for this.
There's no preparing for this.
There's no, well, there is preparing.
Well, I mean,
but the feeling of and the sight and the visual effect. Remember,
That's what I mean.
the Most High is very dramatic. So just the visuals alone, you're gonna be like, damn. Just off that, your jaw is gonna hang down, but then you're gonna be scared and just fainting and trembling, and it's gonna be a lot of. It's gonna get emotional. It's gonna be a lot of emotions, and you gotta think about it, man. Just think about when you scare a person suddenly, and what happens. Some people have died from that. So some people are gonna die off the sight, just off the sound of the voice. They're gonna die.
Who's that?
They're gonna die off the sound. They're gonna die off the sight. They're just gonna see that and just die. You're gonna be in your head. You're just gonna catch that blood clot gonna go from your knee, travel up through your arteries, and just hit you right in the brain. Bam.
Like how we did when we was at Mount Sinai before we got the instruction. They ain't no stickers.
Yeah, the sight of that. Come on, the sight of Sinai.
Yeah,
and at that time, check this out. Even at that time, what is that? Psalm 69. That's Psalm 69, right?
All he was doing was just talking, like.
That's Psalm 69 and verse 68 and verse 17. Check this out. It says, the chariots of the Most High are 20,000, even thousand of angels. The Lord is among them. So this was the angels, the chariots, and Yahweh Shai, as in Sinai, in the holy place. So that's what they were seeing when they said that when they looked at that and it was like, don't talk to us. They were like, listen, we don't even want to hear the sound coming from there. They were so scared. When they said they saw, when you're reading the Josephus, and it said Moses went up the hill, and they didn't hear from Moses. They thought that Moses died because no man could make it up. Come on, man. It's going to be worse than that. It's going to be worse than Mount Sinai. Because this is not going to just be one mountain. This is going to be the whole sky, the whole earth. It's just going to be populated. Angels running everywhere. Slaughter in the streets. Remember, there's still a war going on. Or there was a war going on. So there's still nuclear fallout. There's still destruction, debris. There's still looting going on. There's still all types of things going on while angels are running through the streets. You got men still thinking, I'm going to go grab this big screen TV. Nigga, I'm about to go loot the grocery store. Because you got some that are going to be oblivious.
Wow, man.
You got some that are going to still be oblivious to what's going on. Like, yeah, I'm about to... Shit.
What's going on? What's going on?
I got to go get me some food and provisions.
I don't know. The cops ain't around, so I'm finna hit this. I'm finna hit
the Kroger. Yeah, we have to go hit the Walmart, get a TV. Come on, bro.
Hey, nigga, you think I can get them J's?
You gonna be hitting? Yeah, you gonna be hitting the mall trying to break in the Foot Locker. You gonna get met up. You gonna get met up by an angel. And if it's your time, if you didn't do the righteousness of this work,
God,
you didn't try to build this kingdom. It's a wrap. It's a wrap for you. Where we at?
Last precept of Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 8.
They shall be amazed one at another.
Because they're going to be in amazement. They're going to be shocked when they see Yahweh Shai, when they see these angels. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Their faces shall be as flames.
Come on. I can't even speak right now. Because I feel it. I see it.
How do you see somebody's face like a flame? Like, what can you do? Well, come on. I see any brother's face is turned into a flame right now and he's alive. He ain't even screaming or nothing. He just there like, yeah, I'm here. I'm here for you. Here for you, Quatazan.
Huh?
Bruh, I give up. Ain't nothing I can do against that. Come on. Just kill me now, or whatever you do, do it quickly. That's all I'm gonna be about. Whatever you gonna do, just do it fast. Do it fast. Go ahead.
Verse 9.
Go ahead.
Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel.
No, hold up. Wait a minute. It's peaceable.
Cruel.
It says it's butterflies,
Cruel.
rainbows,
Cruel.
kissing little babies on their foreheads,
Cruel.
with bunnies.
Cruel.
It said cruel. Go ahead.
Cruelty. You know when you say a person is cruel? When you say a person is cruel, either they do something to a baby or they do something to animals. Animal cruelty, right? That's usually when you use the word cruel. Right. Dang, he's cruel.
I got the definition because you got to use certain simple words. You got to use.
You got to define them.
You got to define that. It said cruel, right? This is willfully causing pain and suffering to others, or feeling no concern about it.
Damn. So the day of the Most High is cruelty.
So I'm gonna willfully cause you pain and suffering, and I don't have any concern on how I'm doing this to you.
Wow.
That you know another name for that? Called the King of Terrors.
Yep. Check this out. Cruel. Disposed to give pain to others. In body or mind. I'm telling you, cats are gonna be going out their damn minds on this day. People are gonna be catching. Listen, aneurysms, heart attacks. You just gonna die from the failing of your heart.
Listen to it.
Willing or pleased to torment, vex or afflict. Inhumane. When you say something is cruel, it's inhumane. The things that are gonna be done. Destitute of pity. Listen, Yahushua ain't gonna pity. He said, I stump like the wine fat. You think he gonna be sitting there like, oh, let me have pity on this guy. Let me have pity. Nah. They all, when his eye is set, he's not gonna have no pity. That's not gonna be a time of pity. So everybody thinks that when Yahushua comes, that's gonna be the time of hugs and kisses and come, my son.
There's some negotiation to be done.
Nah, not even that. It's all about, come, my son. And he's just going to stand there like the statue in Rio de Janeiro. Right? He's going to stand there and there's going to be a glow around him. That damn statue is going to be bathed in blood. They might as well paint that statue red, the whole garment. Paint the face black and put a damn sword in his hand. Because he's going to be like, yeah, come. Come on and come on. Swipe. Swipe. However it goes. And he ain't gonna give a damn. Oh God, no. Oh, now you want to call for God? Now you want to? Oh, Jesus, no. It's really gonna be Jesus. It's really gonna be Yahushua, and you calling at the wrong time. It says, destitute of pity, compassion, or kindness, fierce, ferocious, savage, barbarous, hard-hearted. Applied to persons to their disposition. This is going to be the disposition of Yahushua and the angels. Bro, come on, man. Inhumane, barbarous, savage, causing pain, grief, or distress. It's exerted and tormenting, vexing or affliction. Cause, curse be their wrath. Oh, no, that's not it. Y'all see that, right? It said the day of, read it again.
Behold, the day of the Lord cometh cruel.
It's ferocious. It's savage. Mike Tyson said, I'm ferocious. I'm a savage. I'm a beast. Right? Even Mike Tyson ain't this ferocious. Go ahead.
Both with wrath and fierce anger.
Come on.
To lay the land desolate.
Ooh. Ooh.
Hold up, he's gonna say something?
To lay the land desolate.
Because he's coming with anger, he's coming with wrath, and he's coming with fierceness. He's coming with cruel intentions.
Imagine looking at the Houston skyline and it's just gone. Everything's just flat. You think
All the skyscrapers?
Y'all think like the buildings is gonna be saved and everything? Like, let's leave the buildings so we can habitate those. Hell nah, this whole thing is gonna burn. Imagine looking in you in New York and you look across the bridge. You at the pier. You at the Brooklyn Pier, and you look over in Manhattan. You know that famous shot of the skyline they used to do with the World Trade Center and all the little buildings around it. Now it's just the beam that goes up and all the other buildings. Imagine you look across and that's just gone. Every major city is just flattened.
It looks like a desert.
Just desolate. Just burning.
Oh.
Imagine that. Imagine what was that? I Am Legend. Where every city just looks like that in a flash. In a day. Every city looks like I Am Legend. The city wherever he was at. Where was he at? DC? Forget where he was at. I think he was in DC. But you see how that city was just desolate. Just lions walking around, right? But imagine that. Every city in America looks like that. It ain't gonna be overgrown though. It's gonna be burning.
And that make you understand what the Most High was talking about, like we said earlier. He was gonna kill them all at one time because that's why the lions would walk around and move like that. Because he said if he killed everybody, then the beast would take over.
Yeah, but even the beast's gonna be out there feasting. Everything. It's gonna be a lot of. Listen, man. It's gonna be a lot of things happening. Imagine what the animals are gonna be doing. There'll be spirits that are created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts.
Yeah, when you ran, what did it say? You ran from a lion?
It says a man that ran from a lion and
a bear met
him.
You run inside the house, put your hand on the wall, rest. A serpent bit you.
Oh yeah, I love that photo. Damn, where'd you get that image from of the city burning? I love that.
Damn.
Hell yeah, I like that. That was from some movie. I like that, but that's how it's gonna look.
I always think about the what is it? The one we used for the cable show, the Terminator 2.
I don't remember Terminator 2.
Oh, you ever when the kid touched the gate? When she touched the gate, and then she had the dream about the blast going off, and then all of a sudden, the whole globe was getting destroyed. The whole planet was like the blast, and what was it? It was a blast, and then this big fire overthrew the whole city.
Damn.
And it was in the knowing. You see the knowing, right?
Nah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Come on, man. You know my movie game.
Your movie game.
It's dope. Nah, it's dope, but I watch movies when I want. So I'll probably go watch another one in like 4 more years. I'll watch it 4 years from now. Where we at? Finish that up.
Last precept.
Too late, the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it.
So what is he going to do?
Destroy the sinners.
And what is a sinner? A person who doesn't acknowledge this word. A person who breaks this word habitually and on purpose.
Go to Micah 2 in verse 1. We'll see. This is it right here. This is going to tell us. Micah 2 in verse 1 to verse 2. You got that.
Micah chapter 2 and verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity.
Read it again.
Woe to them that devise iniquity.
Because we understand what this woe means. It means great sorrow or distress. It means destruction. It means hellfire and brimstone. That's what this woe means. Hellfire and brimstone to those who what?
Work iniquity.
That what?
Devise iniquity.
Because what are they doing? They're plotting. They're scheming. They're coming up with negative ways to do more negative. They're perpetuating wickedness. You know what? I don't feel like I did the best I could do in negative. So let me do some more. You know what? I don't want to just put him in jail. I don't want to just put him in jail. I want to put him in jail, and I want him to get butt raped. I don't just want him to get butt raped in jail, but then I want to give him an STD. But not the STD where he hurries up and dies, but where he has to live throughout the remainder of his sentence, of his life. And then he's going to spread it to others. They devise plans. Now you got the STD where it was transmitted through physical contact, but we got to find a way to make it airborne, so you can breathe it in. This is what they do in their mind. This is what the wicked, this is what these sinners do in their mind. The Most High is coming to destroy these people. You know what? I'm going to devise for a woman to use this instead of her husband. And she'll never have to use another man again. And we're going to call his name Bob.
And make him light up.
We're going to make him have musical sounds. We'll have different, you know what? We're going to have different levers on it. Different modes.
Turn different ways.
Oh yeah, so it does all of that.
So they devise wickedness upon their bed. So when they go to bed, when they wake up, they're looking at a way. They're looking at ways to not and to subvert the law, to not keep the law on the Most High, not do righteous, but they fall asleep. It's wicked thoughts. It's evil. They wake up. It's evil. It's wicked. These are the people that's going to feel it. Go ahead, read it again.
Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When their morning is light, they practice it.
Yeah, as soon as they wake up, they dream about wickedness. They dream about evil. As soon as they wake up, they practice that evil. Go ahead.
Because it is in the power of their hand. And they covet fields.
They do what?
Covet fields.
Go ahead.
And take them by violence.
Who did that?
It's Esau there.
Wasn't that Mr. Esau that came through and coveted the Indians' land
It's him.
and took it by violence?
They did
Took
that.
the whole America.
They did
It
that.
wasn't just one little piece of land. It wasn't just Manhattan. They took the whole North America, South America, and Central America. Okay? If y'all didn't know that. There wasn't a white man here before we were. There wasn't another nation here before we were. Before the children of Israel at 9.5.
Come on, when they went to the Ephraim, call it the Port of Riches.
Because it was at one time. Now it's just a blackout. Now it's just a place with no electricity. Ain't nothing rich there. They took all the riches. When they went to the island of Hispaniola, when they ran up on all the natives, what did they do? They took that land by violence, put them on slave ships, and shipped them off from the island of Hispaniola to the Americas, to Europe, or excuse me, to North America, into Europe. So anybody talking about, oh, the Indians, they didn't go into slavery? Yeah, they did. Columbus made them slaves. He made them slaves because Columbus saw how peaceful and how nice they were, and he took advantage. He made them sex slaves, the little kids, the girls, the sons. He turned them into sex slaves, the children. Okay? And he made the men and the women slaves. And if they tried to escape or steal, what would he do? He cut their hands off, cut their feet off. So it was slavery on that part. But what did he do? He took their land.
So the boy as a harlot and a young girl for wine.
But that land, all that land that we had, I mean, you gotta look at it throughout a lot of our captivities. Look at Israel in 70 AD. Look at Jerusalem in 70 AD. They did not take that land by violence. They compassed it, they settled it, and then they took it by violence. The great slaughter, right? When they went through, think about when you deal with the Maccabees, how they took their lands and took their temples. Did they not slaughter them people out? Killed them on the Sabbath day? Came through, made them offer sacrifices on the temple? Profaned the temple? That was all done by violence. So you think these people ain't gonna get repaid back? It ain't just Esau. It's all the damn nations that did this. It wasn't just Esau that put us into slavery. Let's not be naive. So anyone that's taken from us in violence and put us in slavery, they're gonna get it back.
Yeah, get that guilty by association because you partook in it.
Go ahead, read on.
In houses, and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage.
Let's take it to Black Wall Street. Think about Black Wall Street, where they took, where what was that, in Oklahoma? Yeah, Black Wall Street, they had their lands, they had their businesses. What did they do? They went and bombed them out. Shot them and killed them out. Took their lands, took their businesses. So it ain't just back in slavery. It ain't just back in ancient days. It's happening now. When they talk about eminent domain and they come and take your grandmama house, and she can't do a damn thing about it? Or they force her out of her house and she can't do a damn thing about it? It's all the same. But somebody got to pay. Reparations is due. Somebody got to pay. But I'd rather Yahushua just come through and exact his vengeance. I don't need no damn 40 acres and a mule in this country. I don't need that. I'll wait for when we get in the kingdom and I get my mansion. That's better than any 40 acres and a mule. You know why? Because 40 acres and a mule means that I got to take my ass and go work. I don't want that. I don't want 40 acres and a mule from this country. I don't want slavery all over again.
Oh, you thought that 40 acres and a mule meant you got land and you got a work horse? No.
Yeah, somebody got to work it.
That means I'm gonna give you 40 acres to work.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you this mule to help you out.
I'm good. Give me the kingdom. And because in my Father's house there's many mansions. I want one of them. I don't give a damn about this America's reparations. Y'all can keep it. Go to 2nd Ezra. Revelations 13 and verse 9. We got 30 minutes. We trying to get to a point. That way we can end it on the right notes and lead right into the next point of the class. Right now we're dealing with the invasion. Revelations 13 and verse 9.
Come on.
So y'all understand that Micah though, right? Y'all, we good so far? Any questions? Everybody's up to speed? Go ahead, read. Go ahead, read.
If any man have an ear, let him hear.
Yeah, we all got ears, so you better open up your understanding. Go ahead.
He that leadeth into captivity.
He that does what?
Leadeth into captivity.
See, part of this invasion, part of why Yahushua and the angels got to start it, because they're going to round up these nations. It says, he that leadeth into captivity, come on.
Shall go into captivity.
Yeah, so all that oppression that Esau has done to the children of Israel throughout time. Anyone that has led the children of Israel into captivity, you're going to be a captive. So let's go all the way back to our first captivity, all the way till now. All them people are still around. The Egyptians, the Assyrians, the Babylonians, they're all around. Ain't none of them been wiped off the earth. The Romans, the Greeks, right? They're all here. So guess what? Damn near the whole world is going to be our captives. They all going to be slaves. All the nations. What? I mean, does anybody think that the nations are going to be in the kingdom, kicking it the way we going to be in the kingdom? Hell, they might make it into the kingdom. Think about it like this. Do the maids get to be in the mansion? The maids, when you got a rich man that has a mansion. No, think about it. Do the maids? They do they get to be in the mansion? Yeah, they get to be in the mansion, right? The servants, they get to be in the mansion. The housekeepers, they get to be associated with the mansion. But are they living it up like the owner of the house? But they're in the mansion, they're on the grounds. That's their salvation. That's what people don't get. It's like, yeah, all nations are going to be saved. Yeah, they're going to be saved for a damn purpose. You're going to either be saved to get killed, or you're going to be saved to make sure that my weeds is plucked. You're going to be saved to make sure that...
I need a manicure, pedicure.
All that. Manicure, pedicure, whatever the hell I want.
Somebody gonna have to butter this toast, goddamn.
Somebody gonna have to butter this toast and make the Kool-Aid. Well, we can't leave the nations make
homemade
Kool-Aid.
preserve.
They'll make good Kool-Aid. But somebody gonna have to do these things because I'm not.
Somebody gonna make my po' boys.
How the hell am I gonna be in a mansion and serving myself?
Right, how am I gonna clean up?
In my father's house, there's many mansions, but I'll be the one cleaning it?
What king have you ever seen go make his own lunch?
Right.
Go make his own dinner. What king you ever seen pour his own wine?
Right.
I'm gonna have like 10 cupbearers.
What king you ever see wash himself?
Come on now.
You gonna be like Hakeem and come back to America? What is it? Coming out of Africa?
Coming to America.
Coming to America. How can I butcher one of my favorite movies? I said, coming out of Africa.
Coming out of Africa.
I'll be like Prince Hakeem.
The roses at my feet.
The royal, everything is clean, Your Highness. That's what I want to hear. Everything is clean. Come on, man. He that leadeth into captivity shall be led into captivity. Again, are we going to be out there raping their men? And doing homosexual acts and stringing them up like dogs? And hell nah.
When you look, I was going to say just on this point, because we do a lot of we go over the Torah, the first 5 books in the on Sabbath class, right? When you look at Abraham, when you look at Isaac, when they had servants, they ruled in righteousness.
Well, their servants wanted to be servants.
Right.
These nations ain't gonna want to be servants because of their pride. Because of the pride that they have, they're gonna be like, how the hell these niggas gonna rule over me? Hell nah. You mean you can see it now when you tell them you're going into slavery. They're like, nigga, over you? You're a damn monkey. That's what they like, how the hell are you gonna put me into slavery? It's gonna happen through Yahushua and the angels. They gonna round the nations up. They gonna round them up for us. And yep, you're gonna be a slave. You're gonna build the kingdom. It's not gonna be no easy slavery. So imagine building a kingdom. Think about it. When we built them pyramids and think about this. We built them pyramids in Egypt. The children of Israel, the 12 tribes, built those pyramids in Egypt. And the white man looks at those pyramids like, there's no way a man could have built those. Because the bricks are too heavy and it's too hard. They're going to be building our kingdom and they're going to look at it like, damn, there's no way a man built that. They're going to be building this kingdom here on earth. They're going to be reestablishing our kingdom here on earth. They're going to be bringing in all their forces like we read in Isaiah. The forces of the Gentiles. All their everything. It said we're going to suck the breasts of kings. We're going to get all their nourishment. All that fatness. It's going to come. But is it going to just be easy? Nah, they're going to be kicking and screaming, but it's going to happen. Read on.
He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
And we know that's going to happen. These murderers, these rapists, these robbers, they're going to die, man. They're going to die by the sword. Where you at?
Here is the patience.
This is the what?
Here is the patience.
Read.
And the faith of the saints.
Habakkuk 3:3. Habakkuk chapter 3 and verse 3 to verse 6.
Habakkuk chapter 3 verse 3. God came from Teman. And the Holy One from Paran. Salah. His glory covered the heavens, and the earth was full of his praise.
Go ahead.
And his brightness was as the light. He had horns coming out of his hands, and there was the hiding of his power.
Go ahead.
Before him went the pestilence.
It went the what?
The pestilence.
Come on.
And burning coals went forth at his feet.
Come on.
He stood and measured the earth. He beheld and drove asunder the nations. And the everlasting mountains were scattered. The perpetual hills did bow. His ways are everlasting.
Okay, Khan. So y'all see that, right? The mountains, the hills, they were blown asunder. The people scattered. Pestilence went. Go to 2 Ezra 15 and 8. So this is painting this picture of how it's happening. It's all happening through Yahushua and the angels. It's all happening through their power. Because again, if we had the power, we would have already been did this. I mean, aren't we pissed off as people? Aren't we pissed off as a nation? Some of us are. Some of us love America. Some of us love this filthy ass country.
The writing.
Some of us love the homosexuality. Not me. Some of us, we good with it.
America, brother.
It's America, land of the free, home of the brave. I love my country. Hell nah.
I love my Second Amendment, Bob.
2 Ezra 15 and verse 8.
2 Ezra chapter 15 and verse 8. I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit.
Yeah, they commit wickedness, man, profane with it. It's out there. Like this one, like if you're gonna be a faggot, keep it in the closet. But now everybody's coming out the closet. Now everything's out the closet. Drug use out the closet. Homosexuality out the closet. Go ahead.
Neither will I suffer them in those things.
Zion. Go ahead.
In which they wickedly exercise themselves.
Read.
Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me.
Yeah. The innocent blood, the children of Israel that are being subjected to all the murders, all the rape, the robbery, all the pestilence, all the slavery. It says their blood cried unto me. Go ahead.
And the souls of the just complain continually.
Yeah, that's that Ezekiel 9:6. The men that cry in that sign for the abominations that are done in the midst of the city. Every day we complain to the Most High, like, get us the hell up out of here, please. Get us away from this filth. Every day I'm trying to figure out new ways to protect my children from all the filth. Every day I look on Facebook and I see another person like, man, I need to start homeschooling my kid. One of my homeboys from Colorado was like, man, I think I got to start homeschooling. I hit him up. I was like, bro, that's the best decision I've ever made. One of them. Because I'm able to block my children from dealing with certain things.
Oh, my daughter wanted to go to the mall today. I was like, oh.
I said, yeah.
She was there.
Yeah, I know she was there.
It was there.
But
yeah,
but
just the filth.
Yeah, just the thought process, the thought in my mind, though, I was like, my bowels was turning.
No, because then they get to see, they look at all the filth.
Right.
But if their mind ain't right, they're going to want to follow that. But we constantly try to keep their minds right to say, no, that's not what you want. So you might have to subject them to certain things. Like I take my son to the mall, and he'll see two men holding hands. He's like, ew. You tell them right to their face, ew. You know, kids ain't got no filter. He ain't got no filter, so he be like, ew. And I'm like, nigga, know better. He's 5 years old. He knows. Ain't no two dudes supposed to be hugging and holding each other's hands and kissing.
I love it.
Even me, I gotta be careful with what I do with him. I'm like, you give your son a kiss, but then it's like, he's 5 years old now. I gotta stop that. I don't kiss him on the cheek. I don't kiss him on the mouth. I don't do any of that. I barely even want to hold his hand. Only time I hold his hand is when we cross from the street. Hold my hand. Other than that, I'm like, bro, we ain't holding hands because I don't want him to think in any way, shape, or form that that's the way it's supposed to be. That's how they get him. Like, hold hands. You gotta hold hands everywhere you damn go. No, I'm gonna hold your hand when you cross the street, and even then, I'm like, okay, let's stop. Let's look both ways. Ain't no cars coming. I don't need to hold your hand. As you look, yeah, are there cars coming? No. Okay, let's go. Right here, I gotta hold his hand because they drive like damn demons right here.
Do.
So a lot of times I gotta hold his hand, walk him in front of me. But for the most part, you don't see me walking around holding my son's hand or kissing my son in his face. None of that. Because I want him to know, ain't no man supposed to kiss you in the face. Your kissing days are over, bruh. You 5 years old, you're done with that. You was done with that at 3. 2 years old, we was done kissing. Read on.
Verse 9. And therefore, said the Lord, I will surely avenge them.
He's going to do what?
Surely avenge them.
Come on.
And receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them.
Yeah, all that innocent blood that's been shed, all the souls that are crying out, he's going to receive us. Come on.
Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter.
And that's what's been happening to us from the split of the kingdom. Back in Solomon's time, we just been led like sheep to the slaughter. Under this captivity, this captivity, this captivity, Babylonians, Assyrians, Persians, Medes, Romans,
the
Greeks. Now they're this even more, the Egyptians, let's not forget them. And now this
Greco-Roman
perpetuation of just wicked abomination, America. I don't even know what to call this damn society.
Babylon the Great.
Faggot society. Read.
I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt.
Come on.
But I will bring them with a mighty hand.
I will do what?
Bring them with a mighty hand.
Come on.
And stretch out arm.
Read.
And smite Egypt with plagues.
Read.
As before.
As what?
As before.
Because, think about it. He said as before, so we know this ain't talking about Moses Egypt. This is talking about the spiritual Egypt, right? The scriptures in Revelation said this is spiritual Sodom and Gomorrah, spiritual Egypt. So he said, I'm gonna hit them with plagues as before. When we read in Micah, it said the pestilence goeth before Yahweh Shai. And it said burning comes from his feet, that disease. So they're gonna get hit. Pestilence, disease. I'm telling you, it's going to be, man, the things that's going to happen in this deliverance, in this invasion, the things that are going to happen during the invasion, it's going to be catastrophic. It's going to be a sight to see. You're going to want to see it, but you're going to want to not. And we gonna see it, because we gonna be in it. But he's gonna pull us out. Watch, read on.
And will destroy the land thereof.
Come on.
Egypt shall mourn.
Read.
And the foundations of it shall be smitten with the plagues and the punishment that God shall bring upon it.
Read verse 13.
They that till the ground shall mourn.
Go ahead.
For their seeds shall fail through the blasting of and hell, and with a
fearful consolation.
Fearful consolation.
So y'all understand that? Go to Isaiah 34:1. Y'all understand that, right? You don't want to be here when that happens. You know what? It says the foundation is going to be hit with pestilence. The foundation. Isaiah 34 and verse 1.
Isaiah chapter 34 and verse 1.
Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations.
So this butt whooping is coming upon all nations. So everybody has to wake up and pay attention. You guys don't want no part of this. You don't want no part of that, right? This ain't that boy no more, right? Hell yeah. Look from there. Go to Revelation chapter 1 and verse 7.
Revelation chapter 1 and verse 7.
Finish verse 2 though.
Verse 2.
Yeah.
For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations.
Read.
And his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them.
Against all their what?
Armies.
Because why? We know that these armies are going to be trying to fight Yahweh Shai and the angels. Go ahead.
Come on. He hath utterly destroyed them and hath delivered them to the slaughter.
How? All that pestilence is going, the pestilence, the fire, the word. There's going to be so many things happening. At all that simultaneously, it's going to be like, damn. From there, go to, what did he call?
Revelations 1 and 7.
Go ahead.
Behold, he cometh with clouds.
He's coming with the chariots.
Go ahead.
He's coming with the angels. Go ahead.
And every eye shall see him.
And what?
Every eye shall see him.
No, just a couple of people.
Every eye shall see him.
It says everybody in this planet will see the Most High and his angels.
Listen, it said every eye shall see him. Think about that.
If you blind, you're going to see this.
But think about it. You're going to be sitting, no matter where you at in this world, you're going to see him come from that east. He's going to come from the east.
From the east.
Think about it though. I'm not saying that the earth is round and the earth is flat. But I'm just saying, if everybody going to see him coming from one direction, what's that tell you? Come on, read on.
God.
Gotta throw some things.
And every eye shall see him. And they also which pierced him.
And they also which what?
Pierced him.
Okay, now what is that telling us? What is that? What do we pull this scripture for a lot?
Reincarnation.
Reincarnation.
Regeneration.
So those ones that he gonna make sure they're here. That's gonna be made. They gonna listen. Why? So they can know that that's who you killed. They gonna know that's who you killed.
Because he's bringing all things to your remembrance. You're going to remember that day.
Go ahead.
And all his kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him.
Wait, everybody's going to be happy.
All his kindred shall wail because of him.
Everybody's going to cry with anguish, pains, sorrow.
Oh Lord, don't take me. Please, God, save me. It ain't going to be no swing low, sweet chariot. When we was doing that back in slavery, we didn't know what the hell we was asking for. We just wanted to be delivered out of slavery. So when we talk about swing low, sweet chariot coming forth to carry me home, here it is. Them old Negro spirituals that we was singing, here it is. It's coming. But this time, is you ready? 1 Thessalonians. 2 Thessalonians 1 and verse 7.
2 Thessalonians chapter 1 and verse 7.
Nahum 1 and 1. Somebody get Nahum 1 and 1. That's we're gonna read that to verse 15. Go ahead, read.
2 Thessalonians 1 and 7. And to you who are troubled, rest with us.
Go ahead.
When the Lord Yahweh Shai shall be revealed from heaven
his mighty what?
Mighty angels.
Come on.
In a flaming fire, taking vengeance on them that know not the Most High.
Read.
And that obey not the gospel.
Wait, he's going to vengeance on who?
On those that know not the Most High.
Read.
And that obey not the gospel.
Come on.
Of our Lord Yahweh Shai.
Read to verse 9.
Who shall be punished with everlasting destruction from the presence of the Lord.
Read.
And from the glory of his power.
Nahum chapter 1 and verse 1.
Nahum chapter 1 and verse 1.
Uh-huh.
The burden of Nineveh. The book of the vision of Nahum the Elkoshite. Yahweh is jealous.
Uh-huh.
And the Most High revenging. The Most High revenging and is furious.
He's what?
Furious.
Yeah, he's pissed off, man. Go ahead.
The Most High will take vengeance on his adversaries.
Whew.
And he reserveth wrath for his enemies.
Come on.
The Most High is slow to anger and great in power.
And that's the problem with these nations. That's the problem with man. Because judgment is not executed expediently, it's set in the hearts of men to do wickedly.
We're at Nahum chapter 1 and verse 3.
Yeah, go ahead.
And will not at all acquit the wicked.
Well, he's not going to do what?
Acquit the wicked.
It's after Micah. Go ahead.
The Most High had his way in the whirlwind and in the storm.
Uh-huh.
And the clouds are the dust of his feet.
Come on.
He
So
rebuked
the chariots are the dust of his feet. Come on, read.
He rebuked the sea and making it dry, and dryeth up all the rivers. Bashan, languishing, and Carmel, and the flower of Lebanon, languishing. The mountains quake at him, and the hills melt, and the earth is burned at his presence.
Damn, go ahead.
Yeah, the world and all that dwell therein. Who can stand before his indignation?
Right, question. Who going to stand before this day? Read.
And who can abide in the fierceness of his anger?
Come on.
His fury is poured out like fire.
Go ahead.
And the rocks are thrown down by him.
Mm-hmm.
The Most High is good. A stronghold in the day of trouble.
He's a what?
Stronghold in the day of trouble.
Yeah, because in this day, listen, a lot are going to be trouble, but he's going to be their stronghold. See how that's going to work? He's going to be that vengeance, that revenger, but he's going to be the stronghold to the righteous. Go ahead.
And he knoweth them that trust in him.
Uh-huh.
But with an overrunning flood, he will make an utter end of the place thereof.
Go ahead.
And darkness shall pursue his enemies.
Come on.
What do ye? Imagine against the Most High.
Right. How you going? What you think? You gonna shoot your little whack nuclear bombs? You gonna bust off your little garbage Uzi? Your little surface-to-air missiles are gonna work against the Most High in Christ?
Your particle gun.
Yeah. Like, come on. What you on your sound wave gun? All your little garbage? Oh, I can shoot around corners so I can get the Most High. Come on, man. Read.
He will make an utter end.
Dang.
Go ahead.
Affliction shall not rise up the second time.
Wait. Read it again. Read that again.
Affliction shall not rise up the second time.
Yeah, ain't gonna be no second captivity.
No.
Ain't gonna be no, we gonna get afflicted again. Hell nah. That's it. Go ahead.
For while they be folded together as thorns, and while they are drunken,
As drunkards.
He had to turn the page. Go ahead.
as drunkards, they shall be devoured as stubble fully dry.
Damn, you ever light stubble like that flint paper? Ever light that and you just catch? He said they're gonna be like stubble fully dry. That's how them fires in Cali get started, by that dry stubble. Bro, they just get kindled. Bam! Read.
There is one come out of thee
Uh-huh.
that imagineth evil against the Most High.
Come on.
A wicked counselor.
Read.
Thus said the Most High, though they be quiet, and likewise many, yet thus shall they be cut down.
Yeah, they be trying to devise their little thing, their plans against the Most High in secret. Trust me, you think because Trump said they're going to do a space force, that's it? They got all types of plans for the angels in Yahweh Shai that they try to devise behind closed door. The Pentagon, right? Washington, the White House. They got all types of Area 51 projects going on. But he said, even though you quiet, you're going to be cut down. Come on.
When he shall pass through.
Read.
Though I have afflicted thee.
Uh-huh.
I will afflict thee no more.
Uh-huh.
For now will I break his yoke from off thee.
He said, though I have afflicted, check this out. He said, though I have afflicted thee, speaking to us, the children of Israel. How did he afflict us?
The enemy he sent against us.
It's the enemy he sent against us in Deuteronomy. Right? He said, I will put the yoke around your neck till you be destroyed. But now he says in verse 14, read. No, verse 13, I'm sorry.
For now will I break his yoke.
Wait, who will break his yoke?
Yahushua.
He said, I will break his yoke. We can't break the yoke. He ain't going to be the ones to break the yoke. The only thing we can do is break that mental yoke. But he got to still, no matter what, we're still under a physical yoke. When you wake up every day and got to go kill yourself for their dreams and put their children through college, you don't got to do that. Listen, I can go work a job tomorrow for Esau and not be mentally engaged. Am I going to go do that? Probably not. But y'all can do it too. You don't got to be mentally engaged into their corporations. We had Nahum chapter 1 and verse 13. It's right before.
Yeah, I got it. I'm in it, but I'm not.
Are you sure? 1 and verse 13? Read that.
For now will I break his yoke from off thee.
You there? You got it? Okay. Now I will break his yoke from off thee.
And will burst thy bonds in sunder.
Go ahead.
And the Most High hath given a commandment concerning thee.
Read.
That no more of thy name be sown.
Go ahead.
Out of the house of thy powers will I cut off the graven image.
He'll do what?
Cut off the graven image.
Yeah, it ain't going to be no more idol worship. It ain't going to be a second time where you got to be a damn Christian. You got to go through, oh man, I don't know about this truth thing. Let me go try the Muslims. He said it. There ain't going to be no second, there is going to be no second captivity. Go ahead.
And the molten image.
Read.
I will make thy grave, for thou art vile.
Read. Wow. Come on.
Behold, upon the mountains, the feet of him that bringeth good tidings. That publisheth peace.
Go ahead.
O Judah, keep thy solemn feast.
Perform
thy vow.
Do what?
Perform thy vow.
Read on.
For the wicked shall no more pass through thee. He is utterly cut off.
Because that's what this invasion is going to do. He's going to cut off the wicked. That's the wicked of all nations. So we're going to end it right there, right on time. I mean, damn, that was perfect on time. What you got?
Just a precept, just with that whole.
What you got?
It's actually 2 Maccabees 2 and 12.
Go ahead, let's read it.
6 and 12.
2 Maccabees 6 and 12?
It's like that 16 though, but it's kind of nasty.
This is probably one of my favorites.
Yeah, you already know.
It's 2 Maccabees 2?
2 Maccabees 6 and 12.
Yeah, you about to get dirty up in here. Go ahead.
2 Maccabees chapter 6 and verse 12. Now I beseech those that read this book that they be not discouraged for these calamities.
Come on.
But that they judge those punishments not to be for destruction, but for a chastening of our nation. For it is a token of great goodness, which wicked doers are not suffered any long time, but forthwith punished. For not as with other nations.
So you're basically precepting off of not this whole chapter, but
He goes down.
You're I know where you're at, but you're precepting off of verse 13 in Nahum 1 and 13. I will break his yoke.
But it goes into about just the destruction of the
okay, go ahead, let's read. Come on.
Verse 14. For not as with other nations whom the Lord patiently forbeareth to punish, till they become to the fullness of their sins, so dealeth he with us.
Right, so it's saying that he didn't punish the nations. Where were you at? For not as with other nations. Read verse 13.
Verse 13. For it is a token of great goodness when wicked doers are not suffered any long time.
Right, because he was saying that the chastening of our nation wasn't for our destruction. And it's a token of goodness when the wicked are cut off. Go ahead.
But forthwith punished. For not as with other nations, whom the Lord patiently forbeareth to punish.
Right, we're not like the other nations where he just waits. Think about how long he's been waiting on Esau.
God.
Think about how long he's been waiting on Elam, Ishmael. Think about how long he's been waiting on the Hamites to get him. He's just building that anger.
God.
Right then when he comes through, it's going to be so filthy. It said it's going to be, what did it say? What was the definition we looked up? It said it's going to be cruel.
Cruel.
With no pity. What were you going to say?
It made me think about, I don't remember where it is, but he talking about holding his wrath in store.
Yeah. Listen, that anger, that vengeance is just being stored up day by day by day. That's why when he comes, he's coming with great slaughter. He said his sword will be bathed in heaven. Come on, man. Read on.
Till they come to the fullness of their sins.
Yeah, he's letting them come to the fullness of their sins. Unlike us, where as soon as we mess up, what happened? Check.
Yep.
Instant check. Because he chastised those that he loved.
Right. Everybody's like, why? Why did they pick on me?
Yeah.
I'm being picked upon. No, you're actually
You
corrected.
getting love.
You're getting love.
He ain't letting you come to the fullness of your wickedness because then you'll be destroyed.
God.
But he's letting these nations come to the fullness of their filth. The fullness of your homosexuality. The fullness of your murder, rape, robbery. Think about how bad it's getting where now pedophilia is being considered something that they don't put on the law books to make it legal.
Right. You can't control your emotions.
He's making them come to the fullness of their filth. Go ahead.
So dealeth he with us.
So what?
So dealeth he with us.
Come on.
Least that, being come to the height of sin, afterwards, he should take vengeance of us.
Yeah, we don't want that to happen. We don't want to come to the height of our sin where he just takes vengeance. Because that vengeance is going to wipe us out like these nations. Go ahead.
And therefore he never withdraw his mercy from us.
Read.
And though he punish with adversity, yet doth he never forsake his people.
He punished with what?
Adversity.
He puts us through what?
Adversity.
Go ahead.
Yet doth he never forsake his people.
Read.
But least this that we have spoken be for a warning unto us.
But let this be a, read it from verse 17 again.
But let this that we have spoken be for a warning unto us. And now we'll come to the declaring of the matter in few words.
Come on.
Eleazar, one of the principal scribes, an aged man, and a well-favored countenance, was constrained to open his mouth. That's it.
That's it on that. So y'all see that, right? So from there, what we're going to get into the next time we get to hit this class is the deliverance. We're going to get into the deliverance of the Most High. We're going to get into the deliverance. Let me see what else we got. This class is, it's a lot of parts. That's going to be part 4. We got the deliverance. Well, that's really part of the deliverance. We got the deliverance and then we got the judgment. Because we're going to be delivered, but then we're going to get judged. We can't forget about that. Yeah, when he plead with us face to face, we're going to get judged for the wickedness or the righteousness that you did. And then we got the kingdom. And then, Kazakia has hit like the heavens, right? We're going to talk about the kingdom a little bit, but then Kazakia kind of did it backwards a little bit, where he went into the 3 heavens, and then we talked about the hells. So after all this, then that's where the heaven comes into place, and the hells come into place. So you can put them all together, and it's just it's filthy. Any questions?
It's a preview.
It's a story. It's an epic. It's the Most High's movie, man, and we just
seasons finale.
Bro, we just the cats playing a part. Playing our part. Play your part well. Any questions in class?
That's real.
Like the heaven and the hells, they pretty much gonna be on the same plane though.
Yeah, they are, because
every Sabbath we gonna go and see them. And he tells somebody those who transgress the laws of the Lord.
Not just every Sabbath. We're gonna be see them all the time.
Right.
Because one of their torments is that they can see us in the kingdom. We know that that's all. A lot of people don't get that. The heaven and the hell, they're in the same spiritual realm. So there's no. It's not like you going under the earth while somebody else is going up into the sky. You just go into that spiritual dimension where we know they call it Lazarus' bosom. Oh no, Abraham's bosom, right? Hades. But we know that they're both in the same spiritual realm. So one of the torments, one of the torments is that they can see the righteous in heaven, and one of the things that we can see is them in hell. It's like, damn, I can see you get punished.
Nobody can go there and help them.
Nobody can go help them because it's a gulf fixed in between. What is that, Luke 16? Right, that's Luke 16. And we went over that. Right? So once we get through all this and get to the kingdom part, then you can go back and read about the conditions of heaven. Because the kingdom being established, where is it going to have to be established first?
Earth.
Here on earth. That will be done in earth as it is in heaven. So the kingdom got to be established here. And then, spiritual. Right?
That's
Any questions? Anything online? We appreciate y'all sticking in. Con, epic journey. Good class. For lives we don't remember. Not sure what that means. But we'll get into that when we get into that part of the class. We'll get into all the fun stuff. We definitely thank everybody for joining us. We know it was long, 3 hours, but we appreciate you. Remember, Feast of Blowing of the Trumps, the Memorial of the Blowing of the Trumps, which is Saturday, September the 8th. We will be doing that. This Saturday, we will be having a feast. We're going to have class in the morning, right? We're going to business as usual, but then we're going to feast in the night. If you're in the Houston area and you want to join us, hit us up. We'll get you the location. Okay? We'll get you the location of where it's going to be, the time and the location. Just hit us up. You can hit me up, 303-557-8979. You can hit Priest Kazaki at 281-707-2737. Damn, I remember a number other than my ribs. Wow. And my own. Yeah, if you remember the vow, if you vowed for the vow for the school, that time is now. So don't neglect to pay your vow. Remember, it helps the school out, man. We put it towards the rent, we put it towards the lights, we put it towards the internet, we put it towards the bills. We got the business, but the business can't shoulder all the burden for the school. That one business just can't do it. So we do our part. We ask that if you vowed the vow, remember, don't be slack to pay your vow because you pledge that towards the Most High. All right? With that, we're going to salute him and say shalom.
Shalom.
Oh, when is the Day of Atonement?
Get the calendar right there. It's right there.
Yeah, the calendar. Where's that calendar? The Day of Atonement. The day to be atoned. Flip it.
You gotta get 2019.
Trumps.
2019, right?
Flip it. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. You see something? We gotta get 418. Hold on, no, it's here.
Yeah, something goes down.
Last feast, Pentecost, beginning day of last feast, unleavened bread, day of feast, unleavened bread. That's it right there, right? Or am I slow?
Is it September 18th?
We're looking. Oh, yeah, it's actually begin last day of feast. No, that's Tabernacles. It's actually who got a Zondervan? I'll tell you right now. But I believe it's showing on this October 6th. October the 6th.
Feast.
Pentecost, trumpets. No, you know what? I'm sorry.
It's in April, right?
No. The 17th. I was looking at the wrong year. So September 17th.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I'm sorry about that. I was looking at 2019. My bad. It's September 17th. I mean, we'll announce it. We'll announce it. I mean, we won't let it slide. There's a lot of feasts that come up at the end of this at this end time. But yeah, we'll announce it. We won't let you miss it because we're gonna be fasting that day too. So, all right, with that, we're gonna say shalom.
Shalom.
Yeah, I was looking at the wrong. I'm like, wait a minute.
No, I see. It was
Yeah.
19.
Yeah. Remember the process when
Yeah.
Sir, let's rise face the east.
Like that shirt says, I'm a one right there, homie.
Faith and
That's what I'm a one in.
faith. Come on, big bro.
Hey.
Bro, I might not know no Hebrew. I know what I'm one. I already got it. I already got it. You remember? You don't know. Because I started already.